which then we had our orchestra in Budapest, Hungary play.
Ya, estamos en directo.
Ya pues saludo.
Muy buenas con todos, bienvenidos a DC FANDOME
Bienvenidos a
2021 aquí en Dpcg. Estoy con David Narváez, preséntate.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Como ya dijo, bienvenidos a DC Fandome de este año, que esperemos cumpla mucho más de lo que cumplió el año pasado. El año pasado fue un gran inicio para este evento virtual y esta alternativa de entonces, bueno, para las sorpresas que se vienen esta vez, se ve esperanzador, la verdad.
Bueno, sí va a estar difícil superar el del año pasado porque ese estuvo espectacular, pero veamos.
Arriba la esperanza, abuelita.
Bueno, ahorita están hablando
Ahora,
de...
¿sirven los subtítulos o no sirven los subtítulos?
De momento no veo subtítulos, la verdad. Pero no cacho.
Ahí te están hablando de toda la musicalización del evento.
Así es.
Entonces, como introducción para estos 3 minutos que están para empezar con todo, va bien.
Pues sí.
Vemos cómo se sigue moviendo.
Cacha, compusieron música específicamente para el evento.
Sí, pues, ¿qué vas a cachar?
Sí, porque el año
Esas
pasado
maravillas.
ocuparon los temas típicos de Batman, de Superman, de Wonder Woman.
Claro. No descartamos que este año hagan lo mismo, ¿no? O sea, como se ya está. Sí
claro,
tiene mejor musicalización. Bueno, tiene musicalización.
Exacto.
Ready to go, so I hung up the phone, I got in my car, and by the time I got to the 101, I had...
Right.
That was it. I was like, okay, now if I can just remember that for 7 more minutes until I get to the studio, I have it.
Tiene Funkos atrás en los parlantes.
Espérame, un segundo. A ver si qué.
Tiene unos Funkos ahí en los parlantes del estudio.
Ah, sí.
Empieza en 1 minuto
Bueno.
45 segundos.
A mí me sale 55.
Ya no tienes 10 segundos de retraso. No pasa nada.
28.
28.
25.
No, estoy en 28 ahorita. Ahora yo estoy atrasado.
18.
22. Bueno, ya déjale, no importa.
Bueno, yo estoy en 12.
Yo estoy en 15. Bueno, tú te vas a enterar unos 5 segundos antes que yo.
Los 5 segundos de gracia. Ya está. Ya, vamos.
¿Estás ready?
Estoy ready. Vamos a ver qué procede.
Ya. 30 segundos, hijo.
Y empezamos.
Amazing storytellers from different mediums.
Including comic books, TV, films, games, and more.
Have created the vast, ever-changing multiverse.
Vamos.
For over 80 years.
Ve, la
Amazing
rosca.
storytellers from different mediums.
Including comic books, TV,
Y
films, games.
uno de los mejores Supermanes que he visto en mi vida.
Ever-changing multiverse.
Ah, sí, güey.
of
Muy buena la Superman.
Superman y Lois.
These iconic worlds have become a part of our
Interesante, los subtítulos sí sirven, pero igual que el año anterior,
Con retraso.
un año luz después.
Worldwide.
The classic superheroes have inspired.
And the supervillains have entertained.
Generations of
Bueno,
fans
sí.
across the globe.
Está,
Is who we're here to celebrate
están
today.
con retraso los subtítulos, pero
The DC fans.
The passion and the commitment you bring to the world of DC
Is what has kept it
Pero bueno,
going for
confiemos en
over
que todos
80
saben
years
inglés.
and will keep us going for many more.
And the future of DC.
ese no era Tom Holland.
We will have something for everyone.
surprising
Parecía
and
Tom
delighting
Holland.
fans who have been on the journey with us.
En el
all along.
multiverso.
but also inspiring
No.
a whole new generation to carry the torch.
That is the power of DC.
Ay, Grant Gustin, uno de los mejores Flash que he visto en mi
Sit
vida.
back,
Robert
relax
Pattinson.
a few hours and enjoy
Ahí estaba el,
Past.
Showcase the present and preview
el
what the
Batman.
future holds.
Welcome to DC Fandome.
Welcome to DC
Fandome.
Welcome to DC FANDOME.
Welcome to DC Fandome.
Welcome to DC FANDOME.
Welcome to DC Fandome.
Welcome to DC Fandome.
Welcome to DC Fandome.
Lo que este intro estuvo simple pero genial.
Sí, ¿para qué también?
The
Oh.
most powerful force in the universe is a story.
Primeras
A
apariciones,
story
me
shapes
encanta.
hearts and minds, withstands the test of time,
Genial.
and changes the way we see the world.
Y la mejor Catwoman de la historia.
Characters
Los
into
Joaquines.
icons, moments into memories, and shows us that heroes come in many forms.
Starfire, Shazam,
And in this fight for truth,
Deathstroke.
justice, and a better
Yo me sigo
tomorrow
preguntando cuándo va a llegar la tercera temporada de Titans a Latinoamérica.
is just
papá.
You guys might want to hold
Oye. A ver, van a sacar cosas de Sweet Tooth, tal vez.
Capaz.
Al menos hasta ahora no he visto la primera temporada.
No,
Sí
tampoco.
quería ver, pero... Ajá.
Ponte y sale Robert Downey Jr. ahí.
This is gonna be the start of something huge.
Yo como te digo, solo espero que muestren si es algo nuevo en cuanto a juegos y así. Injustice.
Pues parece que sí, y parece que sí. Bien bonito. Pero bien bonito. Van a anunciar algo de la serie animada que anunciaron para la de Cruzada de la Capa.
Sí, así vi.
Me gusta el aspecto de la Baticueva, básicamente. Se ve simple, pero se ve que está bien equipada, ¿no?
Claro, porque
No sé,
igual
me recuerda un poco a donde se escondía Bruce Wayne en The Dark Knight.
no va a ser como la Baticueva que ya tiene
Uy.
todos los trofeos ahí.
Claro.
Uh,
Eso es.
Young Justice.
Siempre lo que me encanta es el tema más inspirador que tiene DC y siempre va a ser el
Eso sí,
Da un aire de... no sé.
de esperanza mismo.
Exacto. Se siente la esperanza cuando comienzan las notas escritas por John Williams. O sea,
Porque
impresionante.
el tema de Batman también es increíble, pero ese no te da esperanza. O sea, tú escuchas y sientes que hace como tensión, algo así. Pero en cambio este es como que...
Hey everyone,
Es esperanzador, da... no sé.
anticipated fan-inspired worldwide event, DC Fandome.
DC
Hear that
fandom.
music? Pretty cool, right? Well, DC Fandome now has its very own score by composer Blake Neely. If you're a credits watcher like me, you'll probably
Claro,
recognize
eso
his
dice que
name from
ahorita
such
en este año, a
terrific DC
comparación del
TV
anterior,
shows like, you know,
tiene su propio tema,
Flash,
¿no?
Supergirl, Legends
Mhm.
of Tomorrow, and so many more. You will be hearing a lot more of Blake's incredible score throughout the show. Now, if you were here last
Estamos
year, then
hablando
you
del
might have an
Reverso.
idea of the kind of awesomeness
Creo que
that is
sí.
about
Claro,
to
es
come
que es el
your
mismo
way. Huge
compositor.
reveals, exclusive
Ah, es el
content,
mismo
and
del,
a few big
de la serie.
surprises.
Claro.
There is so much that I couldn't possibly
Son.
do this on my own.
De
So, of
CW.
course, we put together a
CW.
pretty super team of co-hosts, as well as
Sí.
celebrity hosts that
Sí,
you're
sí,
gonna get
justo
to
de
hang
la
out with
Roverso,
all day.
todo lo que tiene que
So,
ver Flash,
let's say
Arrow,
hello to a few of them right now,
Legends of
starting with our
Tomorrow.
Brazilian friends.
Hello, superfans. I'm Érico Borgo. It is so good to be back at DC Fandom.
This is Aline Diniz e prepare-se para uma viagem
Regresa un segundo.
através do
Permiso.
universo DC.
Dale.
Hi friends, mabuhay mga kababayan. My name is Gino Killiamore and I couldn't be more excited to share what DC has in store for you.
Bonjour les fanatiques, Teriel TM here.
Bueno, están hablando
Vous
de
n'êtes pas
diferentes
prêts.
idiomas, ¿no?
DC is doing it up big this year.
Hola Mundo, I'm Gabby Cam, and all of us here are just as excited as you are to be back at DC Fandome. So sit back, get comfy, and get ready for the biggest celebration of all things DC.
Muy bien.
G'day mates, I'm Jaden Rodriguez. Today, we gather from all around the globe to celebrate our love for DC Comics and the stars
Estos pequeños problemas técnicos.
to life. This is Warner Brothers
Tranquilo.
and DC's way of saying thank you to the fans for your loyalty, dedication, and passion for the characters and the stories in the DC universe. Later in the show, you're not going to want to miss this, the much anticipated new trailer for The Batman.
The Batman.
And gamers, get ready for the
Hey,
Gotham
Gotham
Knights
Knights.
game.
Javisha Leslie flies into
Bueno,
action
Batwoman,
as
¿no?
Batwoman.
And we're also diving deep with my
Exactamente.
man, Jason
Aquaman.
Momoa.
Muy
Getting
bien.
a mouthful,
Harley Quinn.
King Shark and Harley Quinn.
Esa es. Qué buena serie. Muy buena serie.
Sí, la primera temporada al
We're
menos sí
taking
me
the
gustó.
fast
Pues.
lane with The Flash, plus Neo,
Y
Doom
Flash.
Patrol, Peacemaker, and some surprises.
With so much to
Algunas
share,
sorpresas.
let's
Uf.
kick things off in a really big way with one of the biggest stars to ever rock.
Emociona, emociona para que también.
Black Adam.
Black Adam. ¿Será que sacan tráiler de Black Adam?
Esperemos. Es una de las cosas que más espero, la verdad. Que nos sorprendan.
Never seen the likes of it before.
Ah, ahorita van a mostrar algo de Black Adam.
Hablando de.
Ah,
Having done James Bond for 10 years, 4
el arte
films,
conceptual.
nothing compares to this.
El casco del Dr. Fate está increíble.
Simón era el casco.
I play Hawkman.
Hawkman.
Cyclone.
Psycho.
Atom Smasher.
Ah, está Adam Smash.
Dr. Fate. Leading the whole charge.
La textura del traje de Atom Smasher es como el traje de Superman.
More brutal,
Dele.
uncompromising, fueled by the depths of his pain.
El casco de Dr. Fate se veía una vez.
Black Adam.
Los artes de Black Adam me
traje.
parecen increíbles. El traje se despega.
El traje está una bestia.
Hey, DC
Aquí
Fandome,
tenemos
and hello
La Roca.
to everyone
La
watching
Piedra.
around the world. I am so excited right now to be here and to talk to you about the man in black himself, Black Adam. Now, as you guys know,
Yo creo que La
this
Roca le queda
character,
perfecto
this
a Black
film,
Adam. O sea,
this
no hay
universe
mejor
has
casting.
been a gigantic
Realmente.
passion project of mine.
Obviamente que un enfrentamiento de este Black Adam
Worked these hands,
con
these calluses, my fingers to the
el
bone
Shazam de
on
Zachary
this
Levi.
project because
Ah,
it's a
dudoso.
project that
Bueno,
I
eso
know
sí.
comes along once in a lifetime.
Aunque el man también
The
es
truth
turco,
is, I was born
Pero-
to play.
O sea,
Pero el problema es
como
que-
le vimos
Just started
ahorita,
the
no está tan
post-production
poco.
process, which is
El
so
problema es el
exciting.
Shazam.
And
Veamos,
it
veamos.
has, without question, some
Sinceramente,
of the
la primera
biggest
película de
action
Shazam me
sequences
gusta
I have
muchísimo.
ever been a part of. And I am
Pero lo que
so
sí le
proud
faltó era
and
más
excited of
acción
our
en plan
incredible
de
team who are working away
puños,
to
o sea,
create
peleas como tal.
breathtaking, holy shit
Claro, eso sí es.
scenes that I know
Pero
will
bueno,
really
para
knock
una
them out.
película de origen está
Now,
bien.
even though we're
Claro
still
que
away,
el Dr. Sivana
this is
pues,
DC
que va a ser el
Fandome.
mega
So I felt like I had to bring you guys
villano
just a little something
físico.
special. Now you know me, guys,
Ah, claro,
and you
eso sí.
know I always like to say that you, the audience, the people, you guys are my number one boss. So I got together with my director,
Somos su
Jalma
jefe,
Colette
coche.
Sarah, and we put together a little glimpse of one of the opening scenes of the movie when Black Adam
Que
is
una de
first
las
revealed.
escenas del
Now what
inicio
you're
de la
going to see
película.
here is why the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. I hope you enjoy this very first
Uy, uy, uy.
The man in
A ver,
black himself.
preparemos.
Le están apostando mucho a esta película.
Es que no tiene para menos, tiene la introducción de la Justice Society of America.
Vamos. Shazam. Oh, mira eso.
Wow.
Soy yo, le hicieron más grande.
El traje está precioso.
Qué genial que se ve. Ay, los efectos nada mal, se ven increíbles.
Nada mal.
27 de julio.
Belleza.
What a way
29 de
to
julio.
start the show. Dwayne Johnson was honestly born to play Black Adam, am I right? And if you've been following him on Instagram, he's definitely been working hard to make sure his body looks just right for this role. Once again, if you're just joining us, I'm Tiffany Smith, and you know how I mentioned earlier we were going to have some celebrity hosts for the show? Well, let's not waste any time and bring one of them in right now, real quick. I know you were hoping to see this guy, TV's Flash, aka Barry Allen, aka Grant Gustin in the house. How you doing, Grant?
Nice stuff.
Grant Gustin.
Joining us from set.
Thank you, Tiffany. I wouldn't miss
Parece uno de los mejores series que ha podido sacar DC, y aún así ha bajado muchísimo su calidad en esto. Sinceramente, con el declive que tuvo en la tercera temporada y de la quinta, la sexta y la séptima, pues
Yeah, it has always been
Yo empecé a ver la cuarta y la verdad ya no quise ver más.
with actors who are essentially the same age as me.
Me parece que Clifford DeVoe y Cicada son increíbles villanos para la temporada. Estas últimas sí no las da.
Danilo dice, que se dé con Superman. Eso sería increíble. Black Adam que se dé contra Henry Cavill. Cacha.
Okay, so at DC Fandome last
Eso sí sería de increíble, magnífico, espectacular.
Tell us about this obsession of yours with the gold
Claro que ganaría Black Adam, ¿no?
Less of an obsession and more.
Verás que Superman de Henry Cavill sí, siento que Henry Cavill y Black Adam sí se dan. La razón por la que ganaría tal vez es invulnerable a todo.
Claro, por la magia.
Kind of the closest to a lot of the different iterations you see in the comic books, with the exception of those gold boots. And I've always felt like the gold boots would just be the nice final touch.
Now, although I love
Lo que vi para esta temporada es que Flash nunca había llevado las botas doradas, que eso es algo muy característico de su traje.
Claro.
Y pues, según imágenes filtradas, los va a usar esta vez, entonces eso también es un poquito emocionante, ¿no? ¿Cierto? Porque no es mucho.
Sí, o sea,
Grant and Barry Allen finally get the gold boots for season 8 of The Flash.
Deberían acabar la temporada. Digo, la serie, deberían
acabar la serie. Ah, como concepto está súper bien, me gusta.
Smiling. How excited are you to finally have the boots?
Yeah, I'm very excited that fans get to see the first look at the boots. I'll probably be running around Vancouver in them, so I'm really excited you guys got to see a first look at the boots.
Thanks so much, Grant. I'm looking forward to seeing you in action in those coveted gold boots. I know it's going to be awesome on the show. And hey, it's been fun kicking it here with you. Yeah, sorry. Dad jokes. They're just going to keep coming.
Se ve raro
Coming
ahí.
up, we've got some never-before-seen footage from the Suicide Squad game.
Oh, el juego del Suicide Squad.
Harley Quinn, and all the Batmans. Or Batmen. You know what I mean. Now, not only do we here in the DC fandom want to know what you out there in the fanverse think, but we wanted to know what you can do. You sent in the best of your best cosplay and fan art, and here is just a sample of some of the amazing talent out there in the DC fandom.
Fanarts. Los fanarts de Peacemaker me gustaron bastante.
Sí, para que también.
Estaban creativos.
Siento que sí se la van a rifar con Peacemaker.
Ojalá. John Cena, la verdad, al menos en Suicide Squad, sí le queda el papel.
Es increíble, a mí me encanta. O sea, ¿qué te digo? O sea, esa película siento que tiene un maravilloso.
Harley, Poison Ivy.
Black Adam, Starfire, Doctor Fate, Nanawe.
Y esto es Aquaman.
Aquaman.
¿O no? ¿Está congelando? No, sí es Aquaman.
No, sí es Aquaman, claro.
Pac sale Schwarzenegger como Mr. Freeze.
Increíble sería, la verdad.
The Lost Kingdom.
Un trailercito. Porque primer vistazo al traje ya tenemos. Entonces, no sé, algo bonito de la peli.
17 de julio. Primer día de producción de Jason Momoa.
I apologize for the 4-year wait. Oh my gosh, been there since 2017. But I'm very proud of the sequel.
Pero desde el 2017 que se estrenó, que no grabó. Ah, no. Desde el 2017 que grabamos.
No, se estrenó. ¿No se estrenó en el 2018?
Claro, por eso digo, o sea, 2017 que grabaron.
Ah, sí.
Like the comic book, the world of Aquaman is so big and so rich.
James
It's
Wan.
epic. It's huge. It's colorful. The world is at stake.
I'm super excited to be back making the sequel. I have so much invested into it. I love this character. I love what it represents. There's nothing that I've ever been a part of that's like.
Me encanta el tridente de esa película, sinceramente. El tridente de Atlan parece de las mejores props que he visto en una película de que
The success of that movie as the biggest DC movie of all time shows what James Wan and his team were able to do. And in this second film, we have turned the dials up to 11. It has the action, the fun, the heart.
Action! Superheroes and supervillains have entertained generations of fans across the globe.
Good, you got it? We put that in the
Lo que me
movie?
gusta es que
regresa Black Manta.
Ajá. Ahí estaba la Amber.
No, Amber Heard.
Very happy.
Ese es el único
I think James is really
contra que le
excited
podría
to
ver.
go all out.
This is an exciting scene.
Es que se le va a hacer. Opiniones personales.
Fun adventure, like it was the first time. Just better.
We see that Black Manta is still seeking his vengeance to try and kill Aquaman. That's gonna be something that's exciting for the audience, something for them to be swept up into the world of Aquaman again.
El nuevo traje se ve genial.
Si sale montando el caballito, va a ser increíble, increíble, increíble. Definitivamente.
This movie isn't afraid to embrace
Lo peor es que le han de hacer ver cool, ¿no?
go on this magical journey.
Claro.
I think it's gonna be really
Va a ser
awesome.
el meme que ya no es meme.
Exacto. Te va a dar
Me
miedo.
encanta mucho el traje que no. Está muy inspirado en su etapa media darks de los años que eran en sus 60. No recuerdo cuando cambió el color del
I
traje.
could get used to that surf and turf lifestyle, swimming in the day, carrying a gigantic
Este man se me hace
pitchfork
que
at
lo he
night
visto antes,
with some
pero no sé
facial
dónde.
hair all over my face. So you
Foto.
can imagine my excitement when I heard I was cast in the next Aquaman. I was like, hey, hold up. What about Jason Momoa? How did he take the news? Apparently he was extremely happy for me. He thought I would be the perfect fish in HBO Max's upcoming Aquaman King of Atlantis animated
Cierto
miniseries.
que
Here's a splash of what's to come.
bueno, van a mostrar ahorita lo de Aquaman y esa serie animada de HBO Max. Que no me llamó mucho la atención.
Mal no estoy, ya se estrenó. Entonces...
¿Ya se estrenó?
Sí, de lo que tengo entendido, déjame buscar. Esto directo estaba en HBO Max.
And the fate of his people, of his home, of all the world is in his hands. That's right. So yeah, no pressure. Join Aquaman for the undersea adventure of a lifetime. Aquaman, King of Atlantis, 3-part special event, now streaming.
La trilogía animada.
Tal cual ya se estrenó.
Ocean Master?
No es justo, todavía no el primero.
Hey, Ocean Master, you out there anywhere?
I think he's gone.
So be it. Farewell.
Está raro ese Aquaman con el
Still got your trident.
pelo azul.
I hate this. We're supposed to be getting revenge on him, not saving him.
It's fine. It'll still be the same mission. Get Ocean Master, punch him, and bring the trident back to Atlantis.
Yeah, but it's less fun now.
True, but if you don't bring Ocean Master back, everyone's definitely gonna think you 100% killed him.
And I won't even get to. That's the worst part.
Where do you think they went?
I don't know. I have to ask for help from the only people who don't think I'm a total joke. People who are not people. People who...
Just say fish.
Fish. I'm talking to the fish. Yeah, I'm talking to the fish. Like this one, that one, her or him.
Pues sí, el primer capítulo ya está y dura 45 minutos.
45 dura bastante.
¿Sí? La tengo fe como es producida por el mismísimo James Wan. Mi comentarios.
O sea, serio,
Hey.
Hello, mates. Jaden Rodriguez in the DC FANDOME. Wow, look at this
Jerry
place.
Rodriguez.
After that last segment, I've got that song, Talking to the Fish, stuck in my head. And if you can't get enough of this tune, well, you can listen to it right now on Spotify. I'd like to introduce to you two legends in the comic book and entertainment world. Milestone Media partner Reggie Hudlin and Milestone Media
Esto es lo que habían anunciado el año pasado, ¿no? Que
and a familiar face from the DC family.
Que iba a regresar Milestone.
Take a look.
All right, hey everybody, I am Echo Kellum, and first of all, I hope you guys are having a blast at DC Fandom 2021. Now, we have a really great program in store for you guys today, and to get things started, I would like to introduce you all to two legends in the comic book and entertainment world, Milestone Media partner Reggie Hudlin and Milestone Media co-founder Dennis Cowan.
Dennis Cowan.
Sound and claps. Yeah, that's like applause everywhere. Now, first of all, I'm so happy to be able to interview you guys. Static Shock was such a huge thing for me growing up and whatnot. But for those of us who might not know, could you please tell us what Milestone and Milestone Media is?
Milestone was founded in, actually was founded in the 90s. By myself, with Derek Dingle, Michael Davis, and Dwayne McDuffie. The late great Dwayne McDuffie. People of color are underrepresented in this industry.
Pasó con esta Milestone?
In the entertainment industry in general,
no les fue bien.
Especially in comic books.
Parece que vienen en popularidad, como siempre. Ahí se fueron llevando consigo, fueron cancelando ciertos cómics, como el más relevante que es Static Shock. Entonces se dieron cuenta de que necesitaban volver.
So that's what we did. We started with a book called Static,
con esto.
And we did a book called Hardware. Icon and Rocket was the next one, followed by the Blood Syndicate.
Claro, la mayoría son, si no es por todos, que son superhéroes afrodescendientes.
Claro.
Se dedican a tal cual, luchar por la justicia. Lo que es cualquier superhéroe, ¿no?
It was a big deal and it was a lot of fun to do, but it was a lot at that time.
You guys have already made big strides since the Fandom 2020 panel with the launch of Static Season 1 and Icon and Rocket Season 1.
¿Qué tal les habrá ido? Porque ya creo que ya lanzaron los cómics de nuevo, pero eso digo
de hecho, lo que estoy revisando ahorita es yo no sé, anunciando la primera tanda de
About time, you were taking too long.
Tengo entendido que
you're
ya,
here, you're
pero
living up to expectations.
it's a lot of commentary from a
Ni
lot
idea.
of different types of people. They love the art. They're like, oh my God, I love this kind of, you know, black anime style that's, you know, you
Los
guys
dibujos
didn't get
están-
stuck in the
son una
past.
bestia.
You kept it relevant, you kept it edgy to what's now. They
Pero
really
un
love the
poquito de
dynamic
problema que estoy teniendo al ver ciertas
I
portadas
relate
es el
to it a
hecho
lot as a reader. I'm like, wow, that's like me and my
que
father.
Junior
I try to be like that with my son.
qué?
me
It's
descolocan un
great
poco.
stories, but it's in that Milestone tradition of what
¿Qué
are
dijiste?
stories you're not going to read at any
Ah,
other
decía
company.
que lo que
Milestone is a unique
me
style of
jode un
storytelling
poquito es que
which
estoy
delivers
viendo
quality
unos-
superhero action because the
algunas
were all the
em,
top creators in the business.
algunos artes que parecen ser dibujados por John Romita Jr. y
Really
que me descolocan un
to
poco.
where people of color are and what our challenges are in the
O sea, John
21st
Romita
century.
Jr.
Oh, that's awesome.
tiene potencial,
That's very
pero
cool. And I know you were talking about
el problema que vi también es que
John
no-
Romita Jr. su estilo es como para dibujar como dibujaba John Romita Sr.
Claro, no pega en la actualidad.
Ajá, porque los dibujos que ahora hace, sinceramente,
That's
no.
definitely part of the plan. I mean, we're
Si
working
tú
so far
lees,
ahead. We actually already
poniendo
know
un ejemplo de la
how
competencia,
season one is gonna
pones
end
a
and
leer
how, you know, things might
Iron Man, Demonio en la botella,
We
es
can tell you
dibujado
with
por
all
Romita Jr.
confidence
y
to
los
the fans
dibujos
out
son
there that
increíbles.
yes,
Claro.
the
Te
characters will
pones
appear
a
in each other's
ver
books and meet
un
each other,
cómic
and there
de
is an interconnected,
Regreso a casa de
you know,
Spider-Man,
universe,
sinceramente
you know,
son
Milestone
horribles. A mí
universe
me
within these books.
mienten.
So that's one of the things that we've been
Es que eso
focusing
también
on
vi
and
que,
doing.
que John Romita Jr.
What else
le
is
contratan
in the
bastante
works? What's coming up?
porque el man dibuja rápido.
Well,
we have a lot of stuff
Y por eso
coming
creo
up.
que dibuja así como
all
que
these books have been
la
really
pura.
successful.
Se le nota que dibuja
We'll
rápido.
be seeing season 2 of Icon and
Claro,
Hardware
porque
and
eso
Static
digo, según tengo entendido, el
and,
man trabaja rapidazo, o sea, que
and,
dibuja los cómics al
Icon
paso,
and
pero
Rocket.
claro,
But
salen como salen.
there's a book that everyone's
Sí.
been like,
Ahí está la gran desventaja.
You're gonna bring it back.
What's our
up with that?
favorite?
We
Pues sí,
like
pues
the
sí.
other stuff, but
yeah,
you
come,
know,
come with our thing.
What's
So,
up?
Blood Syndicate, which is, I mean, a shocking number of people's
De hecho,
favorite
ahorita
book
revisando
in the
la-
Milestone line will be coming back. And
Las redes sociales de DC Comics, sobre todo en Instagram, ya subieron un diseño
Blood Syndicate,
de cómo está Grant Gustin con el traje de Flash, con las botas doradas. Se le ve genial. También ya subieron la primera parte de lo de Black Adam.
Ah, bueno. Ya sabes, hay que hacer los posts. Sí, estos dibujos
we're
son de
trying
John
to give
Romita
people
Jr.
what they want. So many
Sí.
fans have been like,
Se nota,
Reg,
¿no?
we're so excited you're bringing the new books back, but you know, my mom
Yep.
threw out my books, or I moved and
Es que
there
me
was
imagino que
water
también,
damage,
o sea, John Romita
so I
Jr.,
lost all my
como es
original
tan-
copies,
o sea,
or I was too young
dibuja
back
así
then,
para
but
un
I
montón
wanna catch
de-
up with the old school as well as
de
the new
editoriales
school.
y todo.
So,
Man,
it's a
no debe
giant
ser tan
book.
difícil,
You
o sea,
know,
al menos
it's
no
gonna
tan
be
caro de
huge.
contratar, por ejemplo. Entonces, como esto de Milestone, no deben tener todo el presupuesto todavía del mundo, sino que deben estar empezando así
the first
suave nomás,
runs of
pues.
Sí.
Hardware and Icon and Rocket, Static,
Pues
like
contratan
everything.
Claro,
a
sí, sí,
dibujantes
sí.
que no,
I keep hearing this
que no sean
aspect that you
tan-
really want to bring the
tan
media
caros, ¿no? Que no sean
back into
tan-
Milestone Media, right?
¿cómo decirlo?
Can you
Tan-
talk to us about some of those potential projects that might be existing outside of the
por ejemplo,
comic
como
book?
Liebermejo,
They're not
que
mine,
trabaja
they're
muy
real.
específicamente
They're
en
happening. We've got two
ciertos
movie
cómics,
projects
ciertos
in
números.
development right now. The script that
Sobre
Randy
todo lo
Clemens
que se
is
dedica
writing for
Liebermejo
the
es a hacer
live-action
portadas.
feature film
Sí me he dado
version of
mucha
Static
cuenta porque
is,
Ujú.
you know, he's hard at
Página
work
de
right now.
Instagram
We're gonna be getting that soon.
se
So,
ve
live
nomás.
action Static Shock is a
Porque él
real
hace,
thing. That's in the
básicamente
works.
sacan un cómic y el man les hace la portada
Warner Brothers
variante.
is excited about
Las
it.
portadas
We're
variantes de eso son
excited about it.
increíbles.
Michael B. Jordan's excited
Claro, por eso
about it.
digo, o sea,
Michael B. Jordan's
el man sí
producing
tiene
the
cómics
movie
igual
with
así,
us.
pero no...
Here's the new announcement,
O sea, John Romita
that no one
Jr.
knows
puede
yet.
hacerte
This is Fandom breaking
una
news,
colección de cómics, por
which
ejemplo,
is,
de
the
Batman.
first
Te puede hacer del
Milestone
Batman
animated
número
feature film is
10
now in the
hasta el
works.
Batman número
You know, we just
200
hired an
y te hace
amazing
todos esos
writer.
cómics. En cambio,
And
Liebermejo
you
no
guys
te
have
hace
been
eso, o
reading
sea,
Hardware. You
te hace
know how
series
dope he is
de
as a writer.
cómics
Brandon
cortitos,
Thomas
así de unos
Brandon
pocos
Thomas
números.
Has been hired to write our screenplay for our
Claro,
animated
O sea, no
es
son, no son
el
artistas
último que tengo entendido que hizo fue Batman Dam. Y eso fue porque ya su colaboración con su escritor de la vida, que es Brian Azzarello.
This is gonna
Claro,
be
eso digo, o
the
sea,
thing that
no...
Milestone fans have been really dreaming about.
O sea, al menos, claro, artistas como ese no son así de hacer 200 200 números para mensuales, no son para series muy específicas. En cambio, Romita Junior sí es como para hacer así los cómics que quieras.
Old school milestone material. We've got,
Lo que aparentemente no nos dimos cuenta fue que Black Manta tiene un nuevo diseño. Diseño un poco más apegado a los cómics. Ahora que estoy revisando, ¿cierto? Estoy dando cuenta de que, sí, como digo, es un look más apegado a los cómics. El casco es diferente, hasta cambia de color.
Can you guys tell everyone about how Milestone is working to create the next wave of great superhero storytelling?
Que de la escena que mostraron.
Sí.
It's in conjunction with DC
Lo que me gusta es la
DC
capucha.
has a program called
También.
NGDC, Next Generation DC. It's a large program. We're doing a part of that program called the Milestone Initiative. We're partnering with Ally, and they're working with
Pues le
us
están dando
to bring the next
bastante
generation
espacio a lo de Milestone.
of comic book
Es que me
artists,
imagino que
writers,
quieren que
colorists,
tenga
editors,
éxito, ¿no?
letterers, and
Claro,
all
eso es
aspects
lo
of
más
comic book
importante. Además de que ahorita
industry to
ya
comics.
You know, there's a lot of talented people the same way.
Lo que más tiene que resaltar, o sea, no lo que más tiene que resaltar, no.
Is now to have that.
Tienen que darle.
It's time for us to have that same impact
Lo
on
que
the
están
comic
tratando
industry. You know, pioneers.
Bueno,
like
ahorita donde
Dennis,
tiene que tener
like Dwayne,
éxito esto
like
es en
Hal
Estados
Baker,
Unidos.
like Christopher Priest. You know, these are the folks. who
Yo
just
dijera en general, la
had a
verdad.
machete,
Siento que es
and
algo
then
que es un
machete
tema
broke,
que,
then they had a butter knife, but they kept
claro,
cutting their way through the
los
woods.
personajes son muy estadounidenses,
And now we're saying, come on, let's
pero
go.
de todas maneras el mensaje
Because none of
social
all
es
of it's meaningless unless
mundial.
there are people
O sea,
behind
claro,
you
pero digo,
who are also
o
doing
sea, si
the
quieren
same
que
thing
tenga
and
éxito en
even
tema
better
comercial.
from that path that you made. So that's why this is
Porque
very
Milestone acá en
important to us.
Latinoamérica, o
We're
sea,
very excited about our
de manera oficial no ha de llegar.
you know, with DC and Ally.
So what we want
Por
everyone
ejemplo,
to do
si suben
is
los
if you
cómics a
have
alguna
interest in any
plataforma
aspect
digital
of
para que se
this
lean
business,
así
you know,
en
in terms of
internet,
comic books, in terms
acá
of
nadie llega ni
animation,
fregando.
all these different
Sí, ni el,
fields,
Sí, es así.
apply
ni el
to the
servicio de
program.
DC llega acá.
We won't take everybody, but we're going to take the, you know, the best of the bunch.
Pues por eso digo,
and,
ahorita
you
debe
know,
tener
we'll put
éxito en
you
Estados Unidos,
in seminars and training sessions with
principalmente,
some
y
of
de
the
ahí
most
sí
talented people in our field.
han de ir
You're
metiendo
going to hear from the best
a
of the
otro lado,
best.
así,
And we're going to groom you to be the
otras
next
regiones.
generation of superstars. We need you.
Sinceramente, yo realmente espero que sí tenga éxito. Son cosas que sí tienen que desarrollarse. Temas muy controversiales, ¿no? Se les da su espacio.
Will be very. This is just really great work, and I'm sure.
Y eso,
Dwayne
principalmente
is
que
smiling from heaven with just how you guys
que-
are honoring his legacy and just
que son
continuing to
personajes
do some really great work. That's really awesome.
propios.
That's really dope. Very happy to
Sí.
hear that. Well, I want to
O sea,
thank
y eso
my
creo que es lo
guests,
importante, o
Milestone
sea, si se
exec,
quiere incluir
Reggie Hudlin and
cualquier
Dennis Cowan
minoría
for
o lo que
joining
sea,
us
o sea, está
today.
bien,
And I want to thank you
pero
for
así
being a
como
part
esto,
of
como
our
lo de
DC
Milestone,
Fandom
personajes
2021.
propios, ¿no? Que
Be
cojan
sure
a
to keep
Superman
watching
y
for
lo hagan
more
negro
news,
porque sí,
fun,
o
and
sea,
excitement as DC Fandom continues.
que te muestren personajes nuevos que sean interesantes,
What an amazing opportunity for our fans.
Relevantes, todo. O sea, porque se puede. No es necesario darle otra etnia.
Is one of my favorites because it
Y
celebrates
cambiando de, vamos,
and here
se
is
van
just a
como
sample of the amazing
el juego
content
del escuadrón.
DC Fandom.
uy, fanarts, no cosplay. Ese de Wonder Woman con la cabeza de Steppenwolf que estuvo una vez. Damian Wayne, los Teen Titans.
Harley.
Los activos.
Ese acertijo está increíble.
¿Sí?
Ese Batman también está súper imponente.
Bueno, ese Flash más o menos.
Supergirl de Kingdom Come.
De Robin de The Dark Knight Returns.
Carrie Kelly. Oye, pero si está igualita al Gadot.
And I hear that Jim Lee will be announcing the winners at the end of the show.
Jim Lee.
So stay tuned to see if you've been chosen. Now, back over to you, Candace, for some more breaking news.
Newsflash.
DC and Webtoon recently partnered to bring our iconic superheroes and supervillains to new and old fans, kicking off the collaboration with Batman Wayne Family Adventures, a smash hit inspired by the fandom around the Bat family. All your fan-favorite characters like Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, Barbara Gordon, and Duke Thomas will have their own featured episodes and arcs in this hilarious slice of life series, only available on Webtoon. And DC fans can expect more amazing DC Webtoon originals coming soon. Check out this exclusive sneak peek.
Webtoon. Iba a decir que es un corto, pero no parece un corto.
No. Cassandra King, qué interesante. Sí había visto algo de esto. Sí, ya me acordé de dónde.
Pero que no son cortos, ¿qué son? Es algo interactivo, parece.
No, son... O sea, sí son pequeños cortos que iban a sacar como toma adolescente, por así decirlo.
Ya.
Se viene bonito, se viene bonito. Estoy muy emocionado por lo de Batman.
Sí, eso de dejar para el final, obviamente, como el año pasado.
Es que es lo que más. Uy,
Green Lantern, ¿no? Javelin.
Javelin, ajá.
As you saw earlier, I
Ay, claro, él es Javelin.
animated fish in the Aquaman
¿En serio?
King of Atlantis series you just saw.
Claro, pone un poquito, imagínate un poquito con pelo.
Talented. Watch out. Two things I can do.
¿En serio?
Anyway, over the years, Javelin and his impressive collection of pointy
Sí, le cambia
poles has
bastante la
popped
peluca.
up in many different scenarios. But I gotta say, I'm really digging where he
Además, ella es rubio.
No, I don't mean dead, but with that
Claro.
infamous team of supervillains, the Suicide Squad. And for those of you who were worried about Javelin's fate, fear not. I'm here to tell you today that Javelin is still alive and, spoiler alert, will be applying to
Sigue
head
vivo.
up the Justice League after their fate is revealed in the huge new video game Suicide Squad.
O sea que
Kill the
Javelin va a
Justice
aparecer
League.
en el videojuego.
You are about to get a
Va a aparecer en
Don't go anywhere because it is going to be a massive, and we know when it comes to the
el
universe of
videojuego,
DC
pero
video
más de
games
nada.
and Javelins.
Spoiler
Size
bien
matters.
muerto.
Eso sí. Oh, nuevo tráiler. Arkham. Ve, este es igualito al intro de Arkham Asylum. Ve.
Va a empezar The Worst de Amanda Waller.
O sea, este juego sí está en el mismo universo de Arkham.
Pues así parece.
Oh, qué genial.
Amanda Waller se ve genial.
Me están vinculando bastante con el universo de Batman Arkham.
No me gusta mucho el diseño de Nanawe, pero ¿acaso se acaba de poner el sombrero del
Sí, creo.
acertijo?
Brainiac.
Se parece mucho a Tari Strong.
Sí. La Jalindi. Bueno, supuestamente Brainiac como que tomó el control del mundo y de la Justice League. Ahí está Javelin. Y no se le ve, ¿qué más?
Así llegó.
Superman, Flash, Green Lantern.
¿Quién es Jon Stewart? Muy bien. Mujer Maravilla.
Pues sí.
No es Batman.
Es que si se supone que está basado en el mundo de Batman Arkham, Batman ahorita ya está muerto. Y solo queda la Justice League, pero sin Batman.
Bueno, ahí se vio un poco. Qué buenas texturas. Se ve increíble.
O sea, si estos son los gráficos del juego, se ve genial. El traje de Flash me gusta. Oh.
No me digas que ese era Yao.
No creo, estaba muy chiquito. No seas un héroe. Pues se ve genial.
¿Sí?
Penguin, el pingüino. Está viejo.
enough.
Hitting him again.
He's ran out the door. Somebody
¿Qué están haciendo?
Did that get him?
No. It very
Pobrecito.
much did not get him. Waller. Blow up his head.
No. 2022 para PC, PlayStation 5 y Xbox Series X y S. O sea que para Play 4 y Xbox One, nada que ver.
Definitely don't want to get on Amanda Waller's
Pues no.
bad side. Maybe it's a good thing Javelin is not in the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game.
Bueno, a Javelin se le vio
Of course, in
la
the movie,
jabalina,
I was
literal.
hoping I'd come back to life in the end credit sequence, but no such luck. Maybe that'll happen in the VHS version of The Suicide Squad. Double fingers, double
Versión
crossed.
VHS
Let's
de
do
Suicide
this.
Squad.
I mean, look, John Cena gets a spin-off series, but not me. Flula Borg, I'm delicious. Where's my show? The Suicide Squad is fast becoming a huge franchise
Sacaron una
for
versión
DC,
VHS de
with
Suicide
comic
Squad.
books, huge movies, the
Se
games,
murió
and video
apenas
games.
llegó a corto mal.
Apparently, spin-off series, also not starring me, rude, and music videos. Fine, I'll make my own. I have a phone. Anyway, if you go to the clubs like I do with me and my
No,
best
güey.
of friend, squad friend, King Shark, you'll know this next song is all the rave. Give me those glow sticks. Yeah, don't give them to him.
King Shark. Me want spend time with us.
Deja por allá.
Num num. Num num. Really? No.
Hicieron un remix.
Num num. That's what you're thinking about right now. No. Hungry. Peacemaker. There's nothing like me.
Ah, ¿qué les pasa? Esa cara.
Es que King Shark es de lo mejor de esa película, me encanta.
Pues sí. King Shark, sí. Lo que me gusta de King Shark es que ya sea que le hagan como aquí, que es medio bruto, medio inocente, por así decir, o le hagan como en el que acabamos de ver del juego de Suicide Squad, que no es tan tonto, sino que es más como que agresivo. Le queda bien. No es como Bane, que si le haces tonto no queda bien.
Just try to get that song out of your brains now, baby sharks.
Perdóname, Batman y Robin.
To be a part of such an amazing squad, and that includes you, the fans. Thank you for
Ya vale.
supporting everything the Suicide Squad.
Tantos personajes en ese póster. ¿Quién piensa? Funados. 5.000.
I have proof for you.
Sí, ma.
Here is a very
La mayoría
special
muertos,
message from all my squad buddies to share. Check me out. I mean, check it out. It's this week.
Check me
I'm
out.
not a narcissist. I donate.
From the entire Suicide Squad, from
Idris
the
Elba.
bottom of our hearts,
Idris Elba.
we thank you.
None of this would be possible without you.
Rick
You are
Flag.
the reason why we do what we
Ratcatcher.
do.
Este personaje me encanta.
Me encanta
We are
Ratcatcher.
so incredibly
Sí.
grateful and lucky to have you.
Ah, Margot Robin, Margot.
I don't know what to say, guys.
Y John Cena
So
también.
unexpected.
John Cena.
I feel so
Muy,
loved. I
muy
don't have
bueno.
a speech prepared or anything.
Es,
but
de
let
los,
me just
es el
say
papel que
that,
más me ha gustado de John Cena.
so welcome.
Mático y es, de cierta forma, sí es bien inteligente.
We're thankful
Pues
to
sí.
the fans.
No sé.
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
Porque
Pues tal cual.
a John Cena solo lo había visto en Rápidos y Furiosos, creo, y en Bumblebee, pero en las dos hace de lo mismo, de militar, así, pero militar,
Also like to thank you,
que solo aparece con su arma y ya.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Claro.
Pero aquí en cambio como que le dieron personaje chévere.
Sí, pero que también. My Peacemaker me
Okay, you
encanta. O
guys
sea,
know that was
se merece 10 temporadas. No mentira.
nowhere without the support of the
Es que
fans.
se aprense.
You guys love these characters as much, if not more, than we do.
Y actúa bien, o sea, las escenas en las que pelea y las que está buscando el disco ese, o sea, te da miedo, ¿no?
Actor, no, eso es cierto, súper bien, lo hace muy natural, o sea, tal cual, parece que fuera el mismo, en realidad que fuera así, tal cual.
Sí, ¿no?
And if you want to hear more what's in store for Peacemaker, you can join James, myself, and my amazing castmates for some additional insights.
Hey everybody, John Cena here on the set of Peacemaker.
Every time you were shooting, he went, ow!
Why am I doing this?
Dirigida por James Gunn mismo.
You couldn't get a job.
Claro que sí.
Get up. Oh, hi. 23andMe says I might be 26% asshat. I know my last name is Smith. That's a generic fucking name. The reason it's Smith is because we came over as asshats and I had to change it on Ellis Island.
Es que es demasiado natural, es, no sé.
Sí, es el papel perfecto para John Cena.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. Today we're talking all things Peacemaker. Of course, I'm joined by my behind-the-scenes partners in crime, executive producers Peter Safran and Matt Miller, and our fantastic cast, Peacemaker himself,
El logo me gusta,
John Cena,
la paloma
Daniel
ahí.
Brooks, who plays a character of my own making, Leota Adebayo, Jennifer Howland and Steve Agee, Amelia Harcourt and John Economos, and Chuck Owuji as
¿Será que sale
Clemson
Amanda Waller?
Mern, and finally, Freddie Stroma, who is...
Tal vez como un cameo, pero más allá, bueno, así como tal vez, aunque dudo, más allá de una mención no creo.
Bueno, sí, capaz.
John, were you surprised when Peter called you up and said, hey, you know, we're thinking about doing a Peacemaker TV
Pero
series?
la verdad de todos los personajes que aparecen, o sea, de Peacemaker no me esperaba una serie.
Es, bueno, yo diría que es el más obvio para hacer una serie. Ratcatcher, no. Bloodsport, no. Harley Quinn, ni madre, o sea, tiene serie tal cual de películas. No serie, saga de películas.
Bueno, sí, ¿no?
Y no, no cacho.
No, King Shark está bien en la serie de Harley Quinn, ¿no? Pero King Shark le están metiendo hasta en la sopa.
So, Danielle, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character in general, who she is and what's her story?
This is all new to her, you know, and so she's coming in very green. She used to work with animals, and now she's been thrown into this completely different world.
You brought her to life. You really did. And you do inhabit a role in a very special way. And it was just so fun to see you flow.
For Harcourt, her relationship with Adebayo, this
Bueno, estos son
new
personajes
member of the team that's
nuevos,
coming
creo,
in,
porque...
and that Harcourt does not trust.
Porque creo que solo unos dos de estos salieron en la película, sí, los que trabajaban
really
con Waller y todo.
unexpected for me.
No, sí, hay unos dos que tres, claro, que ellos
Literally could not.
a ver al hospital en ese
Like, she is just the most. She's the most lovable, warm, wonderful person.
The sisterhood of Harcourt and Adebayo is a wonderful thing to see.
It feels like that's part of. Sorry, James.
No, go ahead, Chuck.
The first day we shot, at least I shot in John Cena's trailer, and it was the scene where we all, the team, meet John Cena, and Danielle, you made her continuously improvise, being nervous, and she would, I mean, that improvisation as there were tears running down people's eyes, and it went on, and Danielle was
Están hablando de
put
una
on the
escena
spot, and
en
the
la que
things that were
esta
coming
actriz
out of her.
improvisó.
And to the point where off camera, Steve Agee just had to get his camera out and film it.
I was just gonna say it reminds me of how often working with Steve, you'd you know, be in a scene and you'd look over behind the camera and there's Agee filming you.
This is like my first day with
Lo que me da curiosidad es de qué va a tratar, o sea...
And Steve Agee is recording, everybody's laughing.
Peacemaker en Misioncitas. Aunque bueno, espero que no sea solo en Misioncitas.
It's okay if you do forget
Claro, porque se le hacen tipo flash en temporada 1 que cada episodio salió un nuevo malo y le mandaban a ella que lo gane y ya.
Everything about your 6'7" self, however tall you are.
O sea, por lo que tiene a James Gunn ahí.
Freddie was such a warm spirit to come into the space.
Ay,
as
James
well.
Gunn sí se la rifa.
Even though he was new, he jumped right in fearlessly and worked with
Y capaz
us.
que con la serie
And
tienen más
Jakudi
libertad de
is
ser
the real
más,
deal from day one. You're
¿cómo
just
decirlo?
like,
Más,
oh my gosh, he elevated
más
all of
grotescos,
us
más
to bring
sádicos,
our
más,
best. So it's
con
been
humor más
really
negro.
great getting to work with everybody, and you just really made
Bueno,
a
que
girl's
tampoco
dream
es como
come
que
true
Suicide
to get
Squad
to
sea
tell
tan
this story with you all.
relajadito,
This
¿no?
is not a
O sea, claro que
world
no,
that a person
pero
like me normally
pero igual
gets to
como
be
que
a
capaz
part of at all.
tuvo
To
ciertas
have the
limitaciones por
action
lo que
portion
era
and
todavía
also the
cine,
depth
todavía
of
de
a
ley
Claro.
debieron haber
I
niños
am
que fueron a ver.
so thankful
Cambio en
for you.
HBO,
I love you.
No creo que les hayan dejado entrar, ¿no?
Although, you know,
en cambio en
I'm
HBO
surprised
como
you
que
did
ya,
give Chuck so many
o sea,
you
no
know,
hay tanta
compliments
libertad de
because
que vean
you
niños
would
así.
often come over to me and say,
Bueno, sí,
you
No
know,
les llame tanto la
you know, I was
atención.
supposed to tell Chuck to watch you to see how it's done.
Oh yeah, everybody had to get on my level.
James, I remember you said to me on set one day that only Eagly competed with Chuck in terms of being a really great actor. You said that was the only
Pero
one.
igual la serie debe tener alguna sorpresa al final, así debe aparecer algún personaje.
Capaz, esperemos. De hecho, eso es lo que estoy esperando. O sea, cualquier cosa que me den aquí, estoy esperando que tenga un giro, una sorpresa. Es el punto, ¿no? Para continuarla de cierta manera.
Yo lo que espero es que salga una continuación de esta Suicide Squad.
Sí, es que esta fue increíble. No es el desperdicio de 2 horas de el Escuadrón Suicida del 2016.
Sí, que fue.
Yeah, that's the happiest night of my life. I'm like, that was Warner Brothers' funeral that they let me do that. We'll see.
I have one. I mean, this is, I believe, the
Ahora
only
James
show
Gunn lo siento
that
más
has
de
John Cena
acá que de
dancing
Marvel.
for 4 minutes in his tidy whities to the choir boys. I don't believe there's ever been a show
O sea, es que
that
capaz que
offers
acá
that
en
up.
Warner como que tiene...
Okay, so we're going to be taking
Aunque igual en Guardianes de la Galaxia, o sea, tiene toda la libertad creativa de hacer lo que quiera, obviamente con
Bueno,
implicaciones en cuanto
no, o
a
sea,
explícitas,
pero date cuenta de que eso es limitado para
guaguas.
guaguas.
Claro, pero o sea, me refiero al tema de historias, de
The
personajes,
answer is
de
no. I got to put it
de
in every character I
escenarios, de
wanted
todo
to.
eso, o sea, eso
For
sí
John
tiene la
Cena,
libertad de hacer, pero
at Pop's Ignite asks,
claro, aquí tiene el
what was the
plus de que
most
puede ser
difficult part of
lo
becoming
grosero que
Peacemaker?
quiera, lo
I think it
sangriento
was
que
just getting
quiera.
comfortable being a super asshole. I'm normally just a normal asshole. And I think just being a high octane asshole was
Creo que está
probably
bien, o sea,
the,
creo que
the
son
most
dos...
difficult part.
Was that really difficult?
Es lo
Because
mejor
it
de
seemed to
dos
come to you
mundos.
pretty easily. Okay, here's a big question. I guess we can throw this to Matt and Peter. What can we expect for the show? Ask at Magic CM 1210.
Well, I mean, I think what we can expect is a truly original
Y eso me gusta, o sea, que no se casen
James
con
wrote all 8
ninguna productora.
episodes. He directed 5 of the 8, and it's just got that unique tone that James brings to all the content that he creates. So I think it's something pretty
Claro,
special.
eso sí, porque igual se limitan, pero de todas maneras.
The action and the spectacle and the emotion and the comedy.
Siento que
is
sí la
also
da, o
like
sea,
this work
si tienes el
comedy
apoyo
at the center of it. About all of these characters
de
that kind of come
la
together.
productora, el
It's
suficiente
like The
apoyo.
Office as a superhero show.
With more people getting shot in the face than in the office.
Occasionally, yeah.
So, at
Porque, por ejemplo,
Smrooty
ahorita
Animal
igual
asks, is
Pedro
Peacemaker
Pascal
gonna go through a journey of
está
changing
haciendo
from a
para
jerk to a
HBO la
lovable
serie de
hero
The
in
Last
the
of Us.
series, or will he
Y
remain
cuando
that
acabe esa va a ir para
crazy,
Disney
not
a
to be
grabar
trusted
Mandalorian
boy?
3, entonces.
That's kind of a spoiler.
Claro, o sea,
I was
no
gonna say,
está
questions that can't be
fichado
answered.
exclusivamente
That's perfect.
para Disney ni para
Right
Warner
up my
ni
alley.
nada.
We just can't give anything away.
Claro,
You'll have to watch and see on HBO Max.
What did you feel about, seeing Peacemaker's
coge a los trabajadores mismos, ¿no?
I
Como
can't really say much, so I just
Claro.
there's
los
definitely
papeles y las oportunidades de trabajo.
great character arcs that you will thoroughly enjoy as an audience.
You root for him regardless of his past, and you hope that he will change. And I just thought that was such an interesting thing to explore with the series.
I think one of the interesting things about Adebayo and Peacemaker is that on paper they
Y nuestro
seem
compañero,
very different.
nuestro
They seem
tercer
like polar
compañero,
opposites, but
nunca llegó.
they actually have a ton of things in common. And one of the things that
Bueno,
they're
tenemos al buen
both
Jim Lee, que sí
dealing
está ahí.
with is loyalty
Jim Lee
versus
siempre está cuando lo
morality, and
necesitas.
not
Exacto.
disappointing people that mean the most to them, and finding the beauty in each other, even though their worlds are completely different. So that was a lot of fun to play with and definitely added to the layers of our two characters.
That's
Ya
extremely
está bien
well
que
said.
muestren esto, pero
She's the only one
pensé
who
que iban a
gets
mostrar
along
más como que, no sé, algo
She's the only
de
one
la
that
serie,
thinks
como lo
he's
que mostraron de
funny,
Black Adam.
you know? She laughs at him, she
Capaz, quién sabe.
throws
No te
off
adelantes.
the stuff that he says it's
Se ve que al
stupid.
final de toda
Realize he's
de todo el
maybe an
debate que se
asshole,
están
and
aquí
that to
dando
me is
datos
really
interesantes de lo que está pasando,
special because
se
it
pueden
is
mandar
so
un
much
tráiler.
what the show is about.
Ojalá.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I'm just grateful to be a
Porque
part
¿para cuándo
of
está
this
confirmada la
crew,
fecha de estreno de
because
esta?
no one came in with
No
an
sé, la
ego.
verdad.
Nobody came in
No
with
creo
a
que
chip on their
confirmaron
shoulder,
todavía
but
fecha de
everyone
estreno.
comes in with a history,
¿O sí?
with something to offer, with a set of skills, and it's a bold step.
Veamos.
James, you're taking a step into trying to grow the genre, and we're going to do it with 8 episodes, and hopefully we have more. But everyone has their moment, and that certainly comes from your writing.
Para enero del 2022. Estamos a octubre. O sea, de ley se tiene que mandar.
Claro, o sea, de ley un tráiler porque
It's been such a great experience and
mediados de
such a
octubre ya.
fun,
Right.
massive
Claro,
experiment
tráiler,
that you
no
know
sé,
I just can't wait to share
primer
it with
vistazo,
the,
lo que
the
sea, pero que
fans,
se tienen que mandar algo.
you know, DC fans and just fans in general.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, everybody, for giving us all so much time. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody's well, and I hope to see everybody soon.
Good to see
Bye, guys.
everyone.
Miss you.
Bye-bye.
I miss you all.
Bye,
Oh,
bye.
man, thank you guys so much for all your questions. I'm stoked to see that you guys are so excited about the series, almost as excited as I am. I know I had a great time. I hope you guys did. But before we let you go, I have a little surprise for
A ver.
you. It's an exclusive, never before seen first
Boom.
look at a Peacemaker
First look.
teaser.
Muy bien.
Boom.
Jamil, you cool?
What does that mean?
Truth is, you're supposed to be in prison.
For what?
Superhero stuff.
What superhero are you?
Peacemaker.
Get out of here! There's no superhero called Peacemaker!
Dude, I'm famous.
Max Original.
You're a born killer with expertise in every weapon known to humankind. I'm giving you the chance to stay out of
Me
prison.
encanta el revólver. Bueno, no es revólver, la pistola Peacemaker.
Be a handler in the
Sí,
field.
es genial.
John Economist, Tech and Tactics. And this is our new recruit, Adebayo.
You don't have to shoot people after you already killed them.
Right. Who's the guy that's peeking out behind the trash can?
Pusieron del creador de... No, del director de Suicide Squad y Guardianes de la Galaxia. Está un águila ahí.
Are you sure those two kids came
Es
out of those
Eagle.
movies? That's an
Eagle.
interesting couple. That one looks like it came out of them. The other
Ah.
one looks like a butt baby.
A butt baby.
Yeah, my older brother told me there's 2 types of babies. One that comes out normal, and then butt babies. Worse in every way. They come out of a woman's butt. No, I believed I was a butt baby until I was like 14.
That explains a lot. There's something about him that's sad.
Lo que me gusta es que a pesar de que es por James Gunn y todo, o sea, se nota que no le quieren hacer tal cual el estilo como Suicide Squad, sino como se ve algo diferente.
Sí.
Usually. Unless there's a mistake.
You use being a jerk as a way
Este
to
man quién es, no sé cómo suena.
But if you would just drop that, people actually might like you.
Que va a ser gore, va a ser gore.
Eso sí.
Regresó Peacemaker en calzoncillos.
Lo han de haber sugerido bastante. ¿Con quién estaba peleando?
Es lo que trato de entender porque parece, o sea, te diría gay, pero tiene gay, está muerto. Entonces,
He's hugging me. He's hugging me. Dad, grab my phone. I don't want to move. Dad?
Se ve genial.
Still to come, Supergirl, DC
ya confirmado 13 de enero.
look at Flash
Muy
movie.
bien. Me convencieron de verla.
Ya estamos, ya.
El trabajazo que se debió haber mandado Jim Lee haciendo todo el arte de este evento.
Yes, I'm super excited for an
Pero
up-close and personal look at the Superman family of characters and shows.
vale
I'm
completamente la
actually a
pena.
lifetime fan of the Man of Steel, and now there's more Superman content than ever before. From the hit series Superman and Lois, give it up for
Más
Superman
contenido de
and
Superman
Lois,
que nunca
Tyler
antes, sí, excepto
Hoechlin, and
películas.
Elizabeth Tulloch.
Superman y Lois.
Muy buena serie, realmente muy.
Thank you, Grant. Needless to say, we're big fans
No la he
of you
visto
too.
todavía.
And we're so excited to be here. Thank you to the fans for giving Superman and Lois such a warm welcome into your homes. Thanks to you, we're coming back for a second season.
But wow, season 1, you had a secret brother. Lois had a lot going on with just about everyone. Jordan found out he has powers, Jonathan doesn't. And remember how cute you looked when you were coaching high school football? The sky is the limit for Superman and Lois, especially in season 2. Here's a behind-the-scenes look at our first day back on set.
Pero sí es buena la química que tienen aquí en la serie.
Sí, es muy buena y algo que se la rifa. Porque algo muy característico de Superman, para ser un alien, es muy humano.
Claro.
Y eso se nota clarito en la forma de criar a su familia, en la forma de apoyar al pueblo de Smallville, porque, bueno, pequeño spoiler, dejan de vivir en Metrópolis para irse a Smallville de nuevo en Marta, quien se muere. Y pues se nota claro como él apoya a todo el mundo, todo el que puede, a su familia por sobre todo. Luego es Alana Lang. Se preocupa por la gente, la humanidad que más. Es inspirador.
Tyler has a drawer in this
Debe de
kitchen
ser.
that he hides his stuff in. I
O
also
sea,
have a drawer in this
característica
kitchen
de
that I
Superman,
hide
¿no?
my stuff in. And
Sí.
I have
Y en esto lo resaltan, eso es lo que me gusta. Lo resaltan de
note
verdad.
saying, Bitsy stuff, please leave in the
Dice
drawer. More
que
candy,
la interacción
hand
con los hijos es un
sanitizer, eye
cague.
drops, water,
tienen
sides,
hijos.
hair things, my phone.
Claro, él es Jordan Kent, es el único de los dos hijos que tiene poderes.
Kent's bedroom, but is now
Ah.
Lois's office.
Personally, this is my favorite room in the house. I think it has just the coolest amount of stuff around.
There's a really cute family photo over here. If I had to pick something
¿Cuántas
that I would
temporadas
want
son
to take home from
actualmente?
set, other than my candy,
De momento va
it
una.
would be this photo.
One thing I would take home is this little old camera. This old brownie camera. It's really cool. I'm always constantly fidgeting with it and having to
Creo
memorize
que el
exactly
problema que
where it
tienen
was
estas
so that I
series
don't ruin everything.
de CW es
Dining room scenes, I would say
la
we
cantidad de
shoot most
episodios.
of
Son
our
muchos
eating
episodios por
scenes in the
temporada.
kitchen. We've had some stuff in here.
Hay algunos que son de relleno, pero que uno o dos máximo. Pero el resto todo fluye. Todo fluye y se siente bien.
The exterior of the farmhouse is
Porque en
totally
Flash, por
separate, and we
ejemplo, en la
shoot all the
temporada
exterior
3,
scenes there,
o sea,
and
cada
the
temporada
interior
son
is
20
on our stage.
capítulos, pero en la temporada 3 se notó sobre todo
We
que
also shoot a lot
puta,
in
se
the living
alargaba,
room. This was one of my
Sí.
favorite scenes, which
pero
was
se
Demasiado.
Yes.
Y hasta allá el giro de tuerca de quien sabe.
I come here and I play piano to unwind. A lot of the crew
Sí,
kind
o
of
sea,
joins in and whatnot.
eso digo,
and
creo que el
people start
problema a
singing
veces
along.
es la
So,
cantidad de
you know, a lot of
episodios.
people have fun in this little
Sí.
room when we're not exactly working as well.
Pensé que iba a tocar la que toca el chamo de Superman Returns.
my talented son.
Parece Frodo.
The boys' bedrooms are on another stage.
Sí,
so-
tiene esos tintes.
Because again, the
La
upstairs
plena.
is to the great beyond. And then there's a porch that wraps around, but we typically shoot the porch scenes outside on the exterior farmhouse set. Thank you everyone for joining
Para
us
ser
on this.
pobres, entre comillas,
We hope
tienen
you join us
pisos.
for the rest of season 2 and the beyond.
Claro, eso también me gusta de
thanks for
Superman,
watching.
que... O sea, claro, es como que un dios, es un alien y todo. Pero a comparación de Bruce Wayne, que es humano, o sea, Clark Kent es medio pobre.
While we're happy for another season of our show, we're also
O sea, no
sad
es
that it's
que
almost time to
tienen
say
dinero,
farewell
ni
to
mucho menos.
Supergirl. The series
Como
is in its
Spider-Man, más
sixth
o
and
menos.
final season. I donned the cape as Superman for the first time on Supergirl, so
Supergirl.
it has a special
La
place in
última
my heart,
temporada de
and it's
Supergirl,
sweet to say farewell
no
to
me
all
gusta
those
esa serie,
seasons and
no, yo soy sincero, no.
Melissa Benoist as Supergirl.
Yo empecé a ver y,
Supergirl
o sea,
reminds
estaba
us
chévere
that
los
we are
primeros
all
capítulos, pero...
powerful and strong. The challenge is realizing our own potential. Right now, the cast of
Creo que el
Supergirl
problema más grande que tienen las series de ciudad,
have gathered to chat
todas
about the
les
show
hacen
and share
un
their favorite
para
memories over the
trabajar.
past 6
Flash
seasons.
tiene el equipo
Let's
Flash, Arrow tiene el equipo Arrow, las leyendas del mañana, Supergirl tiene al... Chuta, ¿cómo se llama?
Hi everybody,
Sí.
it's Melissa Benoist and I'm
Claro,
here
no
on
todas
the
las series
set
tienen
of
su equipito así propio. Y es muy
Hay
cliché.
personajes dentro de esos equipos que realmente podrían brillar por sí solos, podrían ser apoyo, pero no el apoyo tan básico que dan, sino más, por ejemplo, yo que sé, Martian Manhunter en Supergirl, Vibe y Killer Frost en Flash, Mr. Terrific en Arrow, si mal no estoy, me parece que sale.
¿Ese era Brainiac o qué?
I mean, it's changed my life.
Sí, es Brainy.
So, it's been
Brainy,
Pero parecía chico bestia.
más light.
seeing the way that this canon and the mythology affects people and young girls and the people that look up to our characters. It's very meaningful. Yeah.
Eso sí, el papel sí le queda bien a la... No sé cómo se llama la actriz.
Sí, Elizabeth Melissa Benoist y se...
Eso sí creo que le queda bien el papel.
Mira, Martian Manhunter puede dárselo él solito. Tal cual, Martian Manhunter, qué bueno, bien adaptado, bien llevado, una maravilla.
Story arc, which has really been great for me, and I've really enjoyed not just playing the character, but
Detective Marciano. Lo vimos también en el Snyder Cut.
It's really been for me a sort of it's been money. It's been money.
My favorite scene is the scene where Staz and Melissa do karaoke and sing Africa. I think it's magical.
Lo que sí, ahorita me acabo de dar cuenta que el punto fuerte que tenía el fandom del año pasado en comparación de este es, claro, Zack Snyder.
And you know, both of us come from like a musical background, so it's really nice to at any point get to kind of.
O sea, creo que en parte el fandom que se hizo el año pasado fue también por eso, por lo de Zack Snyder.
I really liked it.
My favorite scene that we ever did is in my favorite episode. And it was Slaver's Moon. In the quarry, things were, it was pouring rain.
Let's hope this thing works.
It was Kevin Smith's first episode, and he ordered like a bacon truck. Bacon truck. So all of us were just eating
Bacon wrapped bacon.
Bacon wrapped bacon bread with like cheese and bacon
And
goodness.
it was pouring rain.
Pouring rain. We were playing games in a random school bus, and then it
That episode was sort of Star Warsy.
It was so Star Warsy, and it was like a buddy adventure.
Planet 51 Arc B.
That's Maldoria.
People that were there, the aliens, what were they?
Yo sí no sé de qué estaban hablando. ¿Cuántas temporadas son? ¿4 o 5?
Ni me acuerdo, la verdad.
Y empecé a ver también esto de
In season 2, I
Stargate
had to eat
en HBO.
pancakes at once. Thank you.
Igual, muchos capítulos y eso es así en la misma temática, como dices, eso también del que tienen sus equipitos. Esta también tiene pinta de que en los primeros capítulos se van a armar como que este equipito de ayudantes y todo.
Yeah, it was a big stack of pancakes, and I was like,
O sea, podría decir que yo también quería comenzar a ver Stargate, y una de las razones por las cuales realmente quería verme es porque este serie de América. Siento que es de los mejores equipos y están muy infravalorados. Era la razón, además de que el protagonista de Community, Starman.
Give it up for Simon and just the whole team have just been really.
El ex Luthor de Young Cryer vale muchísimo la pena, la verdad.
Me in the harness, hanging. And I was with Tyler
¿Cuál es?
Hoechlin playing Superman, and he was like, I'm good. And I called it, and I was like, I'm done, and I walked
O sea,
on
¿dónde
set,
aparece?
like some way. I couldn't walk.
Hard
It's
work,
hard.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It is fun when you're being carried by Supergirl.
That was carried.
I've been carried by Supergirl.
It's lovely.
Twice.
It's quite
Déjame
comfortable.
ver.
It's hilarious. I'm like,
Ahí.
come on, guys.
Está bien.
I think for me, one of the funniest things that we did was cloth magic.
Llevamos
Has that made it into the world yet?
una hora de...
It has.
Yeah, no, it has. Can I get context? I don't even
De
know.
Una horita 10 minutos de directo. Y vamos bien.
Never quite happened.
Basically, we would just
O sea que
put
todavía tienen
either
cosas
of their
por
capes
mostrar.
up and then pull him down
Sí.
and something would
Sí, sí,
happen
sí.
behind them.
And Matt Barham, who plays Mitch on the show, who is hilarious. He's so funny.
Hold on to
Jax.
your jeggings, sister. You've got company.
He had this one line where he makes an entrance and is just like, basically ... Oh, sorry, what's Lex Luthor doing here? But every single take, he
Lex
would be
Luthor.
like, I just drank a milkshake for the first time.
Ese Lex Luthor me da
Sorry,
chiste la
what's
cara,
like,
no
sorry, I
sé.
got a parking ticket on this. It was just like, and I would like be like
Tiene
looking
cara
Es
de-
que esa las facciones de John Cryer son,
What I think is the funniest moments are any time
pero de
David
todas
Fincher's
maneras
line on set.
es de las mejores cositas que tiene Supergirl.
An episode, and he's
Debe ser,
also in the
pero
scene, but
no
forgets
sé,
that
o
he
sea, yo
has
le
the
veo la
first
cara y
line of the scene.
no sé, me da chiste.
If you know David, the way
Tiene
he
cara
directs, there's a lot
chistosa.
of energy, so he'll be like, all right, that's it, keep that energy, all right, and action! Line.
I get a lot of letters from girls saying that until they saw Lena Luthor on TV, they didn't think it was okay for girls to be studying science. And there's a lot of girls who are like, and I'm now in my 4th year in engineering, and I have
No
you
sé
to
qué
thank for
diciendo
that,
que
and the show to thank for that. And
recibe
it's such a
cartas de
small
fans.
thing, it seems like. But that's the beginning of a whole new life that
Inspirador.
they didn't think was possible
Algo así.
because of watching the show.
There was a little girl who is actually a daughter of one of our crew members who, when she met me, she went, I have a question. Is your belt attached to your skirt or your shirt? No, it's Liston's daughter. She just can't say her O's yet.
Which one was it attached to?
It's
El
not,
traje también me gusta.
what's the
But actually now I
Entonces
really want to
está
know
bien
the
hecho.
answer to that question.
it wasn't attached to anything. Yeah.
Cloth magic. It was a floating bell.
How did it stay on?
What?
How did it stay on? Velcro?
I wore so many belts on this show that were like top sticked to pants that had no belt loops.
So just taped
Yes.
to the waist.
They love a taped belt.
Movie magic, guys.
We had a great moment. We did a Comic-Con in Chicago, and
sick.
we had the line for people to come through and get autographs and whatnot. And there was a family. This woman came through with her 2 daughters, and one was, you know, her
Y sigue siendo la
biological
Roberto a
daughter,
pesar
and
de
then
que ya no
the
está
other
Arrow.
was adopted. And
Claro,
it was
Arrow lo
such a
comenzó.
wonderful moment because they looked at the
Y
both
no lo
of us.
O sea, más bien creo que quisieron rebautizar como el CW verso.
We don't ever get to see that.
Pero
And to see like a healthy family dynamic like that.
Pero ya
Ah,
no,
sí, que lo ves.
ya no han tenido crossovers ni nada, creo.
Es que este año no pudieron grabar por la pandemia.
It meant so much. That was
Claro.
that I remember was really.
Creo porque los crossovers con Crisis en Tierras Infinitas, pues, sí, lo llevaba básicamente casi, podía, salían a lo máximo que se podía en cada episodio que les era posible y para el que tenían presupuesto.
I just talked to a little girl.
Porque ese crossover sí estuvo genial.
Make a shield.
Sí.
Do it. And I was like, I can't. And she's like, why? I'm tired. Because I'm Dreamer.
It gets sticky for me because then they'll watch me jump and then just fall back to the ground. Like I have to jump.
I got to work with very special people, and I think I'll miss you guys the most. I think,
Ah,
like
pero
you
esta
said,
ya
the
es la
collaboration
última.
is really great, and
Claro.
it's I think the
Y es gracioso porque esta comenzó mucho
Times here, like there's
de Flash.
gonna be moments like 2
Y ya lo están acabando.
That's not gonna happen.
Deberían
Creo
hacer
que
lo mismo con
nunca
Flash.
pegó realmente la serie como tal.
O sea, para que tenga 5 o 6 temporadas, pues
It has been lovely to work
Mitad.
with a family, a real family type group of people. That
por eso digo, deberían ya hacer lo mismo con Flash.
definitely miss that.
And you know what? I do.
Yo no sé cómo ha durado tanto Legends of Tomorrow y sobre todo después de la saga.
And I'm, you know, I have some energy.
¿Cómo se llama?
To family.
El man que hace de Superman en Superman Return.
No me acuerdo el nombre, pero bueno, ya.
Después de la salida de él como Atom, no sé qué sigue haciendo, pero bueno.
¿No se canceló esa serie ya?
No.
Puede
Son
ser.
las series que no sé por qué siguen, sinceramente.
While it's sad to say
Ni idea.
goodbye, there's still so much to look forward to in the DC universe.
Including Stargirl. We've got a little end of the season
Eh,
teaser
hablando
for
de-
you, so check it out now.
O sea, pero se veía bien, no estaba mala la serie, pero no sé, como que todos siguen el mismo patrón.
Sí.
Y algunos efectos estaban más o menos nomás. Ya. Bueno, esta es nueva temporada.
Where are we? You think that everything is black and white?
Pero ahorita DC tiene las series de CW. Tienen las series como Titans, Doom Patrol,
You can't escape.
que van por su otro lado.
Everyone you love.
De ahí tienen, por ejemplo, esta de Peacemaker, que es del universo de las películas.
Play game.
O sea, tienen 3 universos de series distintas.
Básicamente.
Ojalá que por ahí no se les...
También tienen Something.
Ah, Something. Bueno, se había cancelado.
No, sí la renovaron. ¿Qué pasó?
Sí la renovaron.
HBO Max, ajá. Le sacaron una temporada más y no. O sea, claro, habían dicho que la cancelaban antes. Ya, o sea, primero.
Looks amazing. Don't miss that
Ay,
special
después-
episode of
¿cómo será el
Stargirl?
Doctor Medianoche?
There's so much going on in the Superman
Después
universe.
tiene la serie de Harley
Superfans,
Quinn, que es
here is
animada.
a very early look at the art of My Adventures with Superman, a brand new animated take on Lois, Clark, and Jimmy
My
that's
Adventures
currently
with
in
Superman.
production.
Eso es.
O sea, que tenía un tonito un poquito más infantil.
Ah, ya.
Ajá, esta misma. Le veo muy anime a Clark Kent.
Sí. Y ya, eso fue el vistazo.
We are back with some more news from the world of
Ya
Superman.
salgo.
Let's check in with DC publisher and chief creative officer Jim Lee to see what's happening with Superman in comics right now.
Hey everyone,
Jim
I hope
Lee.
you're enjoying DC Fandom as much as I am.
Y dime, Jim, ¿qué opinas?
Krypton's favorite son, Kal-El, or as you may know him,
¿Qué es lo que
Clark
dice en el
Kent,
GIF? Ya no me
aka
acuerdo.
Superman. Right now in the pages of Action Comics and Superman, a major event on Warworld is building. The Warworld saga, which promises to be the biggest Superman event since the death of Superman. After learning of an
Lo
enslaved
que sí
race
he
with
perdido
mysterious
full
ties
el
to
ritmo
Krypton, Superman leaves Earth
es en los
behind and
cómics,
travels across the
tanto de
galaxy
Marvel
to
como de
dethrone
DC. No
Mongol
tengo idea
and
qué
liberate
estarán
the
haciendo
people
ahorita.
on Warworld. From writer Philip Kennedy Johnson and artist
Sí, es un poco complicado seguirles
Action
el
Comics
ritmo.
1036.
Pero es que antes
yes,
al menos, bueno, me enteraba más o
1036
menos de qué
is the
hacían
first
y
issue in the
como que
Warworld
podías,
saga.
aunque sea
Will
no
be
leer,
available at
pero
your local comic book
podía
shop
saber qué estaba
on
pasando. Pero
Tuesday,
ahorita sí no sé
October
qué estarán
26th.
haciendo Marvel
This
y
is a
DC
story
en los
you
cómics,
definitely
no
don't
tengo
wanna
idea.
miss. And since Earth still needs a Superman to protect
Okay.
it while Clark is off fighting for the people on Warworld, John Kent, the son
Creo
of
que los
Clark
cómics
and
ya no
Lois Lane,
están,
has picked up the mantle
ya
of
no
Superman
pegan
here on
tanto.
Earth in Superman, son of Kal-El, from writer Tom Taylor and artist John Timms. This is a different, younger Superman who's figuring out how he wants to fight for the future and who he
Ahorita
is
si
as a
mal no
person.
estoy, habían pasado
You
la
may have recently
tutela,
heard the news that John Kent's relationship
como que
with
lo habían
reporter Jade
reinventado los
McNamara
mismos
will be formalized as
con
John
otra
comes
gente,
out as
tipo
bisexual
ahorita
in issue number
Superman
5.
es Jonathan Kent.
And we
Ah,
couldn't
sí.
be prouder to tell
Eh,
this important story. We talk a lot about the power of the multiverse in DC storytelling, and this is an incredible example. We can have John Kent exploring his
Ahorita
identity in the
Superman
comics,
es
as
Jonathan
well as
Kent.
John Kent learning about the secrets of his family on TV in the Superman and Lois TV show on the CW. I have one more bit of Superman news to share first with you, the fans. We're excited to announce that to better reflect the storylines that we're telling across DC and to honor Superman's incredible legacy of over 80 years of building a better world, Superman's motto is evolving. Superman has long been a symbol of hope who inspires people, and it is that optimism and hope that powers him forward with this new mission statement. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow.
Ese es el nuevo
Stay
eslogan
tuned
de
for more
Superman.
DC Fandom news.
Verdad, justicia y un mejor mañana.
Ese Sasha Calle está una bestia.
Pues sí. Yo creo que van a dejar lo de Flash y lo de Batman para el último.
Uy, esperemos que no. Por lo menos nos den. Es que no sé cuál me emociona más. Estoy con las mismas por ambas. Aquí tenemos como uno tenemos el regreso de Batman, todo mi Batman, Michael Keaton. Y por el otro lado tenemos una nueva película de Batman, con una visión totalmente diferente. No sé por dónde ir.
Chutas que... Bueno, creo que Flash, porque, o sea, más allá de los Batman que salen, es porque es la primera película de Flash.
Claro.
De Flash, o sea, propia de Flash. Porque de Batman, o sea, es la primera película igual de Batman que tenemos, solo de Batman en algún tiempo, pero Batman ya ha tenido sus películas. Flash, ¿no? Y a mí más que Superman sí me gusta Flash.
Superstar, NFL great, Cam Newton. And get this, Cam found a way to incorporate his love of Superman with his passion for fashion. Here's the man himself with a special announcement.
Un anuncio especial. ¿Qué será?
Línea de ropa inspirada en
Hey,
Roma.
I'm super excited to have partnered with the DC fam as well as my hat company, Mashika, to create Superman-inspired Mashika hat, and we're dropping it here at DC Fandom. The first time I encountered Superman had much of an impact of what morphed into my career as Superman. It was just the aura of knowing that you could do any and everything, you know, outside of, you know, kryptonite. You know, Superman doesn't have any flaws. He was just who he was. And I think for me as a person, that's what I would want people to know and to feel like, you know, he has good energy. He has, you know, great qualities about him. And I think that's why I train the way I train. That's why I prepare the way I prepare. That's the way I play the way I play, because it just
Superman no tendrá películas, pero tiene ropa, eso sí.
Fashion means
tal cual, lo que se necesita.
Exacto.
Having the ability to
películas ya,
up for yourself
eso es lo de menos.
to incorporate that with Superman
son
is something that
sombrero.
words can't even explain, because
me
in
gusta.
essence we all have some type of superpowers, and we are a superhero
Que le hicieron
in our
resistente a
own
todo.
right. It's going to be cool to see how we
Excepto
show
la
the
kriptonita.
different sides of Superman in many different ways. I'm super excited to unveil my
cool.
super
Is he?
exclusive, and that's big super, and that's a big exclusive, Superman-inspired Mashika hats. Take it away.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cam. And I admit, I'm a little
Anuncio
jealous.
rapidito.
I mean, who wouldn't want a customized Superman hat? Honestly, I'll be happy with some
es
Superman underoos at this
customizable.
point. Remember
sombrero.
those? Google it. Now, up next, we have a movie that stars one of the greatest duos of all time, Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. And of course, they are voicing the animated characters that will soon top the list of all-time DC faves. Let's meet Crypto the Superdog, Ace the Bat-Hound, and just a few of the DC League of Super Pets.
Las super mascotas. Película.
Se va a tener claro, usted va a tener la voz de La Roca como Crypto. De Crypto como La Roca. No, ¿cuál es?
La Roca como Crypto.
I love it. Perfect.
¿Ves?
Pets, plural.
¿Y cómo se llama el perro de Batman?
With one dude in it?
Ace.
Ace.
Well, they say I'm in a league.
El batisabueso.
You're in a league of your own, all right. Ain't nobody as messed up as you.
Next summer,
Próximo verano.
Johnson as Crypto.
¿Qué es eso?
Kevin Hart as Ace.
Kevin Hart.
How much did you have to drink?
John Krasinski, güey. Diego Luna.
Ah, súper bien. Y Keanu Reeves.
Tráiler en noviembre. Ay, ¿cómo? O sea, tiene el fandom para mostrar el tráiler, no lo muestro.
Okay,
Bueno, ya no.
how adorable does that movie look? I can't wait to see the trailer when it arrives.
Pues la verdad sí se ve bien.
I mean, anyone with
Sí,
a
o
pet
sea,
knows that their pet is a
interesante.
super pet. Am I right? Well,
Había
some
una
of you out
serie
there
de
took
las
that notion
mascotas
one step further by
de
creating
Crypto
a
y Ace.
superhero look for your fur baby. It's canine or cat cosplay, and I am so here for it. All right.
Creo que salía en
Let's see
Cartoon
your
Network.
League of Super Pets.
Los cosplays de las mascotas. Eso está bacán. No puede ser del Joker.
Harley Quinn.
Ah, parece el Aldo.
Parece el mono.
El Momo. Ese cosplay de Batman con la mascarilla no se veía mal.
That was so much fun. And with Halloween just around the corner, hopefully you guys got some pretty good costume ideas for you and your furry family members. So stay with us for more UGC,
Halloween.
including
Ya
some
mismo se
pretty cool
acerca.
human cosplay and impressive fan art, also by humans. Now, there's some true talent out there. Next up, you've got me, Gino Killiamore, smack dab in the middle of this exciting global event for DC
Me encanta
Superfans to tell you
la
that the
camiseta
excitement
que está
continues
puesta.
right now
Sí.
and with a familiar face. Or should I say voice? Listen
Está
up.
genial. Más de Superman.
Hey, it's Matt Bomer. I'm one of the lucky few actors who've had the honor of voicing the legendary Superman. You might remember me
actor
from
de
the
voz
hit
de Superman.
2013 animated film Superman Unbound. I'd like to think that Superman represents the qualities that are the best in all of us. Truth, honor, hope, family, whether it's the one you're born into or the one you find. Someone who's there to look out for us, and someone who sees all of us as equals. I also had the opportunity to voice the Flash in Justice
también
Society
actor de voz de
World War II,
Flash.
which premiered earlier this year. And because the DC multiverse is vast and constantly expanding, I'm lucky
Sí estuvo buena la
to play
película,
the
sinceramente.
awesome and complex
No
hero
la vi.
Negative Man on DC's Doom Patrol. Here's a sneak peek
Ah,
at
es
what's
Negative
coming
Man.
up for the rest of this season.
There are mysterious things in this world that beg
Bueno, yo no me veo Don Patrol y ya me están viendo. Qué bueno.
place that burden.
Yo sí me empecé a
Bueno,
ver.
no me sorprende tampoco. ¿No?
Estaba buena, la verdad. Sí tendrías que ver.
How am I supposed to fix this alone?
My tech is part of who I
Lo que me saca un poco de una es que diablos hace Cyborg. Titan. Por ahí mismo.
Sí.
She must be eliminated.
O sea, no aparecen Titans, pero siendo un patrón.
Something very ugly is said to occur, and it needs to be stopped.
Who is the Sisterhood of Dada?
Insidious, cutthroat, terrorists.
How does this crap keep happening to us?
We're all the way through the looking glass now.
There's no turning back.
¿Dónde estaba el buen Brendan Fraser?
Weird going on with you.
Why am I here?
Es la parodia de. Ese de Community, donde sale chiste. Ah, mira, Brendan Fraser. Otra vez.
When one expels a parasite, there is really only one reasonable response.
Give it a name?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Temporada 3.
Yo, DC fans!
Hello!
I'm April Bowlby.
My name is Michelle Gomez.
It's your boy Javan Wade.
I'm Diane Guerrero.
I am thrilled to be a part of the DC universe.
Things are gonna get very exciting.
With a new 4th season.
Of Doom Patrol.
Did I say 4th?
4th season.
Yes,
Cuarta temporada.
I said
Ya confirmaron la cuarta.
Celebrate with us by watching
Nice.
the first 3 seasons.
Out on HBO Max.
Eso no cacho, ¿cómo confirman antes de que se estrene la nueva? Ya confirma la siguiente.
Yeah.
Me tienen fe. Son Toretto.
If you haven't seen Doom Patrol yet, hopefully that teaser intrigued you. I mean, it's such a cool and quirky and totally unpredictable series. I absolutely love it.
Ah, la verdad,
and I'm
sí,
super
perfectamente.
excited to see how this season wraps up.
Sí.
Now, speaking of wrapping up, we've got the season of gift giving just around the corner.
Injustice.
Now, have you started your shopping yet? God knows I haven't. Or maybe, you know, you want
Es gracioso porque en la película se filtró. Se supone que se estrena dentro de 3 días.
¿Qué más? Yo solo quiero ver Injustice 3. Por favor. Ya es hora, Injustice 2 salió en el 2000. ¿Cuándo salió este juego? 2017.
Lo del medio de Flash está hablando.
Pues sí.
Oh, Apocalypse.
Flash. Se viene.
Ahorita.
¿Sí? ¿Qué le pasó?
Bueno, con su permiso.
We're very excited
Con super.
to show you the movie.
Muy bien.
Con todo el mod.
We wanted to
Esa
show
va a
you
ser
the
la portada
teaser,
del video,
but
¿verdad?
we can't because we don't have enough material to
¿Qué le
make a
pasó a
teaser
Ezra
yet.
Miller, loco? Parece...
We can't make a trailer.
No sé, pero la verdad tiene un estilazo.
I have put together that we really hope you'll enjoy, and I will see you in theaters later next year, or more importantly.
Con que no salga así en la película, todo bien.
No.
¿Qué? ¿Trailer?
Tell me something. You can go anywhere you want,
A ver.
right? Any timeline, any universe.
La Cosmic Thread.
Why do you want to stay?
Nuevo traje.
Me gusta el traje.
Fight to save this one. You change the future. And you change the past.
Oye, se ve. Se ve bien. ¿Viste las botas? No, qué loco.
¡El anillo! ¿Qué dices?
Era el anillo. Mira eso.
No. No. No me cortes así, ¿qué te pasa?
El Batimóvil.
Es el Batimóvil.
Oh, no.
No.
En producción.
No me cortes así, ¿qué te pasa?
Bueno, se lo escucha decir, holy shit.
And I'm here to talk about the other history of the DC universe. What is
Me
the
siento
other history of the
en el
DC
mood.
universe?
Tal cual.
For me, honestly, it's a couple of things. Part of it is the
La
title
pantalla regresó.
really is about otherization. It's
Un
about people
poquito a la cara de Michael.
in real
Te digo.
life storytelling, but have been there through history, the history of the DC universe, have in many ways been part of the fabric of the DC universe, but their stories haven't always fully been told, and not necessarily also been told by individuals who have a lived experience that mirrors those individuals. You know, when I was growing up, like a lot of folks who read, part of being a fan is really filling in the spaces between the pages or between the issues. And what would have Diana, what would Bruce, what would Clark, what would they have done, you know, in the quiet spaces? What would they have done between fighting crime? What would they have done between saving the universe? And there's just this natural thing, I think, for fans to want to continue that thought, to want to continue that storytelling. And I think certainly for an individual like myself, when I was growing up, at least, it was still
A ver, ya volví de que me perdí.
to see people of color
Pues de nada.
at the center
Nada.
of stories. To see
Nada de
them
momento.
fully rendered, to see things
Ahora sí
again,
hablemos
I
del
felt like
tráiler.
I had a lived experience. So a lot of the other history of the DC universe
O sea,
is really
Me lleva.
the history of the DC
O sea,
universe.
un
Things
poquito.
that I thought
¿Qué te
and things
gustó
that I
mostrarme?
felt,
Un
and
poquito
things that sometimes I
de la cara de Michael.
imagined about
O el Batimóvil, o sea, ya, sí,
but
sí,
became
bien.
part of
Se
the-
entiende que es la parte de aquí del Batimóvil. Perfecto.
To me, they're some of the most
¿Qué te
interesting
costaba mostrarme cómo le quita la manta? O sea, ¿cuál es el problema?
The Guardian or Herald.
es que este no era un tráiler, o sea, capaz se guardan eso para el tráiler.
Katana, Renee, The Question.
Porque no es sorpresa, no es como lo de Spider-Man, que todavía no se sabe si saldrán los tres, porque hasta aquí ya se sabe que va a salir Michael Keaton de Affleck,
Amazing defining DC
Claro.
characters.
pero no cacho.
When you look back on the history of DC, almost every one of those characters has really
Volver a ver esto
transformed the
en
landscape,
live action
the narrative,
es increíble,
and have been
sinceramente.
iconic. Mal and
Estoy
Karen,
feliz por eso.
their journey is just two young
Pues sí.
people, a young couple of color who in love and committed. I mean, when that came out in the late 1970s, early 1980s, even without trying, the message that was sent with those two characters, young, committed couple of color, was powerful. Renee, her journey from being a beat cop back in Batman the Animated Series to now being the commissioner in Gotham City is an extraordinary journey. Jefferson Pierce, the first black character in the DC universe to have his own series that he fronted. Characters that I really cared about, stories that I remembered, characters that had, to me, great lineage. Those were characters that I wanted to take a deep dive into.
Ahorita que están hablando. No era Milestone, ¿no?
And now for some news on the Sandman. We are thrilled to reveal
Sandman.
the first look of the incredible Gwendolyn Christie as Lucifer. Based on the comic book series created for DC by Neil Gaiman, the Sandman
Serie
follows
de
the people and
Netflix.
places affected by Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and
Tienen
human
HBO,
mistakes
pero
he's
igual.
made
Gwendolyn
during his
Christie
vast
ve una
existence.
bestia.
Look out for the series coming soon
So
to
digo, tienen
Netflix.
HBO, pero igual sacan en Netflix, no pasa nada.
Coming up, a surprise cast reunion, Gotham Knights and Batman.
Tienen que seguirlo
Gotham
pegando, pues.
Ah. ¿Ve? Ese es de Injustice.
I'd like to take a moment to personally thank Warner Brothers Home Entertainment for bringing Injustice to the small screen.
Oh.
Now, as you probably know, since you're a super fan like I am, Injustice the film was inspired by the Injustice video game and subsequent comic series written by Tom
Pero le
Taylor.
han dado
That
palo a la
means you can
película de
expect all
Injustice.
the hardcore action-packed
Sí, es que
excitement
no es
in
tan
this
bueno.
animated film version. But I
No
gotta
lo he
say,
visto,
and I
pero
gotta
eso digo, vi la
apologize in
animación
advance to all the
y
kids out there. This
me
one
dio
is
yeye.
for adults only. I know. Where's the justice in that? But then again, that's why they called it Injustice, right? So here's more.
Pulling the best joke.
Se mamó con ese chiste.
Sí.
It'll be my masterpiece.
Ese es el cómic.
O sea, están mezclando.
Bueno, sí, y el juego. Injustice 2, por favor.
Injustice. DC's most powerful heroes and villains learn that the weight of the world can either inspire one to rise victorious or be crushed asunder.
You'll throw away everything the Justice League stands for. Everything you stand for.
Superman can make a perfect world.
Oh, so now he's God.
No, ¿qué le pasó a la animación, loco?
Locked in
Qué
battle
feo que
over
se ve.
ideological and
Va variando y no me gusta. No me gusta,
transcends
es cierto.
artistic media as the
Sí,
amazing
se ve fea,
franchise
¿no?
of Injustice
Pues sí, pues sí.
has gone from video game to comic book series to a new pulse-pounding animated film.
All hostilities will stop.
¿Qué le pasa?
Pero realmente prefiero la animación de aquí que algunos dibujos del cómic. Algunos dibujos del cómic, sobre todo cuando Superman le atraviesa al Joker. Horribles los dibujos. Es horrible. O sea, Batman es
Is finally done.
feísimo.
Sí, la cara que tiene ahí de... Ah,
Injustice Gods
me
Among
sorprendido
Us.
ahí.
Uy, no.
Injustice 2
Injustice 2.
allowed for players to choose their champion and test their mettle
Y ahora vamos a anunciar
against
Injustice 3.
DC's greatest pantheon of heroes and villains.
I know you won't step aside, but you are not going to stop us.
You saw how prepared Father was. He has plans for all of us. You need allies.
This visceral and exciting fighting game was the impetus for the Injustice saga to continue in a jaw-dropping comic book
Y bueno,
series.
sí, ¿no? O sea, inicialmente fue el jueguito que no le tenían mucha esperanza y se volvió en todo un evento.
Es un fenómeno ahorita.
Pues sí. Ya está el mismísimo Zack Snyder, ya le medio adaptó.
Now this universe can be experienced as a full-length animated feature film as Injustice will bring to life the thrills, intrigue, and drama fans should expect from this Hallmark adventure.
How many people?
Hay algo que ahorita que me
For peace.
escuadra mucho, y es el hecho de que para la película de Flash en los DC Fandom es muy basureada, por así decirlo. Muestran 2 que 3 cositas, ya.
Sí, el año
y se acaba.
pasado igual.
Ajá, el año pasado fue exactamente lo mismo. Mostraron arte Batman de Michael Keaton al lado de Flash.
All right, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of Injustice. Joining me is NetherRealm Studios' Ed Boon, co-creator of the best-selling Injustice, Gods Among Us, and Injustice 2 video games, and creative
Este man es un presentador que
Injustice
sale en la mayoría de conferencias de videojuegos. Y estos son los creadores.
And Smallville, the voice of Superman in Injustice, Justin
Bueno, el anterior era Ed Boon, el creador de Mortal Kombat
This is so exciting that Injustice has now become an animated film. I got to ask you, Ed, when we were creating this franchise, I mean, you know, the comic book, the animated film, it started with a video game, which is so cool.
Y Mortal
but
Kombat.
was that ever the
Por eso es
original
famoso Ed Boon.
design?
No, as a matter of fact, it's always been backwards. The video game industry has done so many games based on movies or comic books or TV shows. And it's so cool to see it just done the opposite way, where the video game starts it and it just spawns off comics, animated things. You know, this is one of the funnest parts about making a game, is seeing it kind of grow into something even bigger.
Justin, when you first heard about coming in and being Superman in this, what was your reaction?
Superman is the character that, you know, when you grow up as a little boy, that's who everybody wants to be Superman. And then when you get older, especially when you become an actor and you start to dissect these characters that you play, you go, my God, that's almost an impossible character to play. You know, how do you do something like that? Someone who has no flaws.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that, which was what drew me to this character, because we find him in a place where he is flawed.
That's what I love about Injustice, Ed, is that you put your own spin on DC and these legendary characters. I got to ask, when you were first kind of conceiving of this property, I mean, what was the genesis of the idea?
You know, our studio is NetherRealm. We're the Mortal Kombat team, right? We would use the term evil Superman, but it's a lot deeper than that. The story is
Lo que no me gusta es cómo se le ve a Superman
Superman was the most powerful being
esa escena es fea.
Súper.
Como que le está creciendo la barba, se ve horrible.
What really appealed to you about this role, right?
Yeah, of course, because it's like you said, you know, we all have our you snap in traffic, you get home, you shoot your mouth up, you say something that you don't mean. What if you were Superman and you did that? And then it's like, oh God, this tidal wave is, I mean, this is just a never-ending.
Yeah,
this
and
could be the
there's
end of
no
everything.
backing out of it too.
No.
He's just so committed into it.
And one thing I wanted to ask you about was the collaboration with Rick Morales on this, and you're a creative consultant for this, and I'm sure, you know, you have to strike a balance between knowing that this is an animated film, you know, you're coming from the video game world, but what was that collaboration like, and how much do you want to give the, you know, the team creative liberties to build things versus being very authentic to the game story?
It's mainly focused on the comic books, but the catalyst of what happened that kind of really triggered Superman is featured in both the comics and the games. People who know and love Injustice will see new stuff. I was blown away at all the characters that they have in this thing. There's just so many. It's a great, like, DC fan service, really. You know, and it was so cool because we have these super moves in the game. And you see a couple of them in there. I just jumped out of my seat when I saw I don't want to give away again which one it was, but they have some of those kind of classic, iconic moments from the games in there. Again, they follow the story of the comics mainly, but the moments that they have from the games, you can tell that they specifically set out, let's recreate that scene, let's recreate those.
And you're Superman, what was your twist on it?
Honestly, the story was so rich. The story in the film is so rich, and it's pretty obvious what's happening as it's happening.
Yeah.
He's in a bad way.
He's
and
really
so
in a bad way.
Yeah, so there's really no getting around that. You just kind of have to lean into that.
Yeah, the arguments between Superman and Batman, to me, that dynamic, you know, each having a point. Superman's probably a little bit over the top, but each having a point is such a great
the back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Now you're gonna have to get a role in Mortal Kombat.
That's
or
it, right?
That
It's
likes
done.
the
I think
voice,
it's done.
right?
Yeah,
This was the audition for MK or something. Well, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
No.
The movie is incredible. You know, I'm a huge fan of.
No van a anunciar Injustice 3.
I love that this is such an authentic interpretation of the franchise. And Justin, you do a great job.
Thanks.
You know, focusing on Superman's story. So. Can't wait to watch it. It's coming out very soon. But right now, here's Anson Mount, the film's voice of Batman, with a first look at an all-new clip from Injustice.
No.
Thanks, Jeff. The vast majority of superheroes and supervillains are born of a singular event in their lives that dramatically alters their physical or mental state, or both. Flash of light, an animal or insect bite, an untimely exposure to some form of radiation or substance, or the death of a loved one. As the ultimate invincible Boy Scout, Superman has always avoided such trappings, until the moment in this film clip which serves as the catalyst for the central plot in our film, Injustice. Let's take a look.
The Joker is no longer in Metropolis. He's stolen a submarine with Harley Quinn. They took Lois with them.
Tenemos un clip de Injustice con la animación más o menos nomás.
Batman, one of the warheads is missing.
Y este debe ser el momento en el que, con el gas del miedo, del espantapájaros, pasa lo que pasa.
Doomsday. No, I will not let you hurt anyone.
Es muy triste la historia de Injustice porque
Time to go, Harley. Good guys are coming and they tend to get punchy.
se supone que Superman con el gas del miedo ve a Lois como si fuera Doomsday, pero en realidad es Lois.
Mixed with kryptonite particles. What did you do?
I'm pulling the best joke ever. It'll be my masterpiece.
Superman, stop. Whatever you're seeing, it's not real.
Claro, esa es Lois. Cuando el corazón de Lois para, explota una bomba en Metrópolis.
Injustice looks absolutely intense. Needless to say, I have my popcorn ready and I am warming up my favorite recliner. Now to another character, one who may be blue in color, but he'll surely brighten up your screen. Let's learn more about the Blue Beetle in our DC Spotlight.
Hey, DC FANDOME. My name is Angel Manuel Soto, the director of Blue Beetle, and I'm super excited to be here. And with me, I got a couple friends.
Hi, I'm Garrett Dunet Alcocer. I am the screenwriter of Blue Beetle.
Hey everyone, Shola Maridueña. I am Jaime Reyes. You might know him as Blue Beetle. I'm excited to be here for this panel, and we'll just hop right into it.
I am humbled and excited to be able to bring Blue Beetle to life.
It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be funny, it's gonna be crazy, but it also has feelings. It's all of those things, like Latin American people are all of those things, and the movie reflects that. This contains all of what's great about Blue Beetle, in my opinion, in a way that's very exciting, and that's only gonna get better and better as these guys take it away. The Scarab is one of the most powerful piece of technology in the universe that has made its way across eons and eons and eons and landed in front of Jaime Reyes.
The thing that I've loved the most about comic book series is that you see different versions of suits. Like you see like the metal version, and you see the flying suit version, and this and that. And I'm just so excited with each, superhero movie. You have to one up each other. So I know for a fact that any of the other superheroes out there who think they have the best superhero suit, I'm calling you out for a rap battle.
Yeah.
we got the best suit over here
Perdón,
at Blue Beetle.
tuvimos un
And I haven't
problema
even seen
por
it.
haber
That's
dicho el
how
doctor.
confident I am.
What I
Nos
love about
suspendieron
Blue
el
Beetle,
stream un
it's a
rato, pero
deeply
ya.
American character, right?
Ya está de vuelta.
What I really like about Jaime is that he gets to be a reflection of somebody who's been around us forever, right? A Mexican-American kid who wants to be a part of this world, who wants to have a piece of this world, who wants to be able to thrive.
Bueno, de que me perdí.
And like a lot of people like
Básicamente
him
están
find
hablando de la
themselves,
película live
hitting the
action
same
de Blue Beetle.
obstacles that a lot of us face.
Seeing the evolution.
Iba a haber película de live action de Blue Beetle.
Así dicen, ahorita está el elenco.
For a new,
¿No?
like
Interesante.
the new generation.
¿De quién está
of what
protagonista?
Blue Beetle can become at the hands of Jaime.
Un latino.
And like you said, it is everything.
Me imagino, pero.
One of the things that Garrett did beautifully
No es nadie
was
reconocido.
capture the Latino family in its
Ya
core
no.
as how we see them, not as
Pero
how
de
somebody
Injustice
tells
nada,
us or
solo
how
mostraron
somebody
el
has seen it
clip
from a third
donde se
person
ve
perspective. And
como
for once we're able to see a
Superman
hero that
con la
comes
toxina
from
del
a
espantapájaros
family
ve a
from
Doomsday en vez de
a
a Lois,
similar economic
la
background
mata
to the ones that we
y
came
explota
up, that
Metrópolis y ya.
stands for and that
Y de
represents,
Injustice 3 nada.
A mí me ha sorprendido.
the people who are
Es maravilloso.
from the bottom.
That
¿Qué
close
dispositivo
family
capaz de
is
ponerle en el
makes Jaime
cuando
different
pare,
from the characters
explota?
that I had seen before.
Sí.
And the
Maravilloso.
attention to me was
Pero
beautiful.
bueno.
Peter Parker gets bit by a spider, and
Ya
one of
están
his
hablando
first
de Peter
instincts
Parker.
is to hide it from his family.
Ujú.
Well, you're from a Mexican family. Good luck
Están hablando de
hiding
Peter
anything
Parker.
from anybody.
I'm so excited to be able to
De ahí,
not only be a Latino on screen,
chut,
but
yo sí me
have
esperaba
the
Injustice 3
opportunity
porque
to
salió
show
el
kids like,
el creador del juego y
you
todo,
can-
pero
you can do it
ya
too.
nada.
I'm ready. We're gonna shake things up. We're gonna bring you guys a story that you guys haven't seen before, and
A mí sí me gusta
do it
Blue
with-
Beetle, la
with,
verdad.
with a smile on your face.
Sí, es que sí es pleno, ¿para qué también? El original y el
So everybody, welcome to
latino,
the
que no me
family.
acuerdo cómo se llama.
Jaime,
Y también de hecho sale en Batman de Brave and the... Las dos versiones son
Thank you so much.
Jaime
son
Reyes
geniales.
se llama
Smallville
el
premiered
latino.
exactly 20 years ago today, which is just crazy. To mark the occasion, let's take a look
Pero la
at
muerte
some
que
of the
tiene el
show's
Blue
most
Beetle,
memorable moments.
el original, es
Previously on Smallville.
turra. O sea, turra en plan de... es denso.
What are you doing, Clark?
¿Ves, Smallville?
So what are you, man or Superman?
Eso mismo iba a decir, ¿y esto?
Smallville temporada
Your real parents
11,
weren't
creo.
exactly from around
11.
here. What do you mean? You are the last son of Krypton.
Who are you?
Lois. Lois Lane.
What kind of a monster are you?
You were right about me all along, Mr. Kent. I am the villain of the story.
Are you okay?
I've waited for this for so long. I just don't
Smallville
want
está en
to go away.
HBO, sí, ¿no?
Not going anywhere.
We have been down a long road together, Kal-El.
Entonces, ¿qué será?
Paved with difficult trials. Those trials are behind you now.
Trust me, Smallville. We can make this work. Oh boy, can't we?
Smallville.
Anda cuando Lois Lane le dice Smallville
Sí.
a Clark.
Ve el trajecito. Esto es lo que debió haber sido Gotham.
Hold on. You didn't think that was it, did you?
Ah, en Blu-ray.
Please welcome Clark Kent, Tom
¿Ve?
Welling. How are you?
Great, thank you for having me.
And we've got Lex
El
Luthor,
mismísimo.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Mira, ahí está.
Trying to figure out how to sit on this couch.
Es Michael Rosenbaum.
When you guys started the show, did you ever think that 20 years after the premiere, you would be here at a DC event talking about
20
the
años
show?
desde la premiere.
You know what?
Claro, es que. Claro, desde el 2001.
Any successful series.
Tiene mi edad esta serie, qué
Season,
cabrón.
2 season. And then I saw the pilot of this. I called my mom and I said, I think I'm finally going to get noticed in my life.
For a lot of you guys on the show, this was like the first big moment. Did you have kind of those same feelings when you watched it or when you were...
Yeah, I mean, I lacked a great deal of experience at the time.
Well.
No, I did. I mean, and at no point do they say, you're going to be here for 10 years. We just never knew. We were always just sort of grinding and trying to elevate everything we could do, and it was a team effort.
Yo pensé que iba a salir con su trajecito en Crisis en Tierras
Either
Infinitas.
it'd be him telling me or me telling him, he'd go, do it
Sí, pero la historia que les dan como background es válida. O sea, como para continuar, que haya dejado sus poderes para criar a las niñas. No se lo veo medio aceptable.
Appears there, Lex turns and he sees Clark, and he starts to talk, and he walks over and he pours himself a glass, and he comes back and he's talking to me, and literally I think my line back to you was, and you go, that's all you have to say? Like, that's your only line? And I'm like, okay.
I would be like, I would say these whole things, these soliloquies.
Yeah. Pages of dialogue.
And then all of a sudden, and then he'd go, so? And I'd go, that's all he has? He's got so?
Was there a moment on set for you guys where you were watching him perform and you're like, holy crap, he's Lex Luthor, or yeah, that's Superman?
I mean, you just embodied Clark. I mean, it was fitting that you hadn't done a ton of stuff. Yeah. It just was the perfect timing, the perfect storm.
Lo que sí, estos dos actores, después de Smallville, chao. ¿Qué más han salido?
¿Después de qué?
Después de Smallville, o sea, nada más.
Sí, realmente, así han aparecido en una que otra.
Claro, pero es como Daniel Radcliffe, después de Harry Potter. Ya, ahí está.
No la pegó tanto, pero sí ha trabajado, que es muy
menos.
No, not that I recall.
Over the years, there have been so many special guests on Smallville. Here are some who wanted to say hello.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Happy 20th anniversary, Smallville.
Hot dog, I can't believe it's been 20 years.
One of my favorite memories working on Smallville was being directed by Tom Welling. Whenever someone asks me who was my favorite director I've ever worked with, I just say Superman, obviously.
They let me do so many of the stunts, like running beside on the train and
Él
things
no
like
es
that.
el
I got to do everything playing Lionel.
el científico que le crea Poison Ivy.
Smallville resonated with people
Bien, ese.
the perfect balance.
Es el papá de Lex Luthor y aparte de
art and drama and extremely high stakes.
el desgrace que hace a Poison Ivy tal cual.
Superhero stories.
También parece el papá de...
También, claro, no es el papá del Dr. Sivana.
Let's see, and of course our boy Glover up there. Lionel Luthor.
I wish he was right here.
I know, we love being around him.
O sea, para crear villanos ese man es
Anything
perfecto.
about the show? Is there a moment that you go back and be like,
I mean, I always thought that we should have seen a Bruce Wayne. Like, can you imagine Clark barging in to your mansion and like you're talking to somebody and you're like, I'd like you to meet Mr. Wayne. And it'd just be like this cool thing. Nobody knows who anybody is.
Awesome.
That would have been great.
By the way, you know what's kind of cool?
Sí, ese sí va a cambiar a Bruce Wayne en la
The
serie.
rest of these series, like Arrow and Flash and all these things, it was kind of like it started with Smallville.
Well, I think you and I have discussed this, that it was, again, a perfect storm in that technology had literally just gotten to the point where the visual effects, the super speed and those visual, they just didn't do that before Smallville. And that's you know.
They couldn't.
It did set a version of a standard. Smallville is still kind of contemporary, still kind of looks cool. I mean, we're in Kansas, there's pine trees everywhere, but you overlook that.
I didn't even notice that. Now I'm gonna for sure.
And by the way, what the hell was with Lex Luthor's security? He would walk in. He would just show up and I go, Clark. Now my reaction really wanted to be, did you knock?
That's true.
Hey, where's my security here?
Serious question with the finale. What was that like for you guys getting to be like, okay, some people that we haven't seen for a little bit are gonna get to come back. We're all gonna reconnect here on the show.
A lot of people think I quit the show. And I didn't quit. My contract was for 6 years, and I ended up doing 7 years. When the finale came, the series finale, I called the writers a week before, like a week and a half before, and said, I wanted to be with everybody at the end.
Yeah.
And so I showed up after not having seen Tom for like 3 years, and it was a bit emotional.
Very emotional for him.
Yes. And the first take, remember the first take?
Fue al set.
Oh, yeah. Clark comes in and the
Cuando
mansion's destroyed.
grabaron el final de la serie.
Big crane shot, big swooping crane shot, and it comes in and goes past Clark. Lex comes in. Here's Michael. Camera comes in with close up. He goes, what's my line?
What's the line?
What's the line again?
Oh.
I was like, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We are almost out of time, but before we go, let's hear some messages from some more familiar faces.
It's not every day that a series can celebrate like this.
Oliver Queen.
I'm honored to have been part of this iconic story.
Happy 20 years.
Y este Green Arrow me parecía súper genial, la verdad.
20th anniversary Smallville.
Sí le queda.
20th? No.
It was my first real big job. It also was welcoming me into
an entire universe, a world that was so rich and so loved already. It was really a privilege.
I remember arriving on set and seeing Tom, and it struck me immediately. I'm like, my God, it's Clark Kent.
We tackled some pretty serious subject matter, and then you would sort of, when they called cut, everyone's laughing and joking, and Oliver and Lex are laughing on the floor, you know, cracking each other up. It was a really, really great set.
I am so thrilled that I got to be a part of such an iconic series, and I just wanted to celebrate with you guys. So happy 20th Smallville. Cast and crew, thank you for having me be a part of your journey, and I'm sending everyone so much love.
Awesome. Cassie
Ay, pero este año no también es el 80 aniversario de Wonder Woman.
Called me. She's probably got to be a little nervous going on to this show that's been
Justamente.
on for years, and I just
Tal vez más adelante veamos algo
Such
de lo de la Mujer Maravilla. Es un pilar fundamental dentro de DC, dentro de la
There was a
continuidad
scene where she
de
had
la
to
Liga
like,
de la
turn on that
Justicia.
Luther blood in
Claro.
a sense, and I was like, "Ooh, this girl's gonna be all right." Like she's got it.
And it was fun. It was fun killing her in season 10. It's great.
Now, someone that I know we're missing is Lana Lang, Kristen Crook. She wanted to be here with us, but she couldn't today, so she sent
Claro,
a
Lana
special
Lang.
message.
Happy 20th anniversary,
Hey.
Smallville. I haven't worked on this show for 12 years now. And you both and everyone were a huge part of my early adult years. When it came out, you know, it was right after 9/11. It was a time when people were looking for heroes. On another level, it was a story and is a story, and I think this is
Ah,
why
claro, y
it
la serie se
lasts.
estrenó
It's a story about growing up.
en el año de,
It's a
de
story
las
about
Torres
how you
Gemelas.
feel alienated, how
Ujú.
you feel other.
Llegó a dar
and
esperanza.
that is a universal experience for us. And Clark Kent was that, seeing him grapple with these things that would become his strengths, give all of us the aspirational hope that those things that are weird and we can't control and seem like they make us different from everyone else are actually the things that are special about us. And I think that will resonate always.
Congratulations on the 20th anniversary of Smallville. That brings us to the end of our celebration. I want to thank
Smallville.
you all for being here, watching us, and taking this trip with us down memory lane. And
Lo
thank
que
you guys so
Gotham
much for
intentó
being
ser.
here and chatting.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Ay, ojalá y hubiera sido así.
The greatest thing about a news flash is that it can happen when you least expect it. Like now. Continuing from May's Festival of Heroes anthology comic, DC's Monkey Prince will return in February 2022 and a new 12-issue comic book series from writer Jean Lun Yang and artist Bernard Chang. Based on the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West, DC's newest shape-shifting superhero, the Monkey Prince, aka Marcus Sun, will
Ese es un
return
nuevo
to
superhéroe.
headline his own series. For fans that can't wait for February 2022, to read more about DC's Monkey Prince, a new short story just
Monkey
posted
Prince.
to dcuniverse.com. In this new tale available now, you'll see the classic Journey to the West characters defending the heavenly realm against Darkseid and his parademons.
Muy bien. Llevamos 2 horas de directo. Esta última hora como que bajó un poco el ritmo.
Sí, es que inició durito por acá.
Sí. ¿Ves? Batman.
How's everyone doing out there? I am so glad to be back with you all at DC Fandom. What an amazing celebration of everything DC.
Esta no es la
Look,
Bad
last
Woman.
year I had just been cast, so I have a very special connection with DC Fandom. It was their first
Esa
year,
serie
it was
sí no
my
me da
first
ni un
year, so
poquito de ganas
let's
de
do
ver.
this. Okay, now, you know you can't have DC without GC, Gotham City. It's dark, gritty, it's riddled with crime and corruption, but that's why we all love it, am I right? Gotham is home to some really amazing characters beyond Batman. I, for one, can't wait to slip into my costume for another season of Batwoman. All the Gotham content you can handle is coming your way right now. First up, an action RPG based on some of the
Gotham
most
Knights.
beloved members of the Bat family. Maybe you've heard of Gotham Knights? Let's play.
Vamos. Nuevo tráiler, más gameplay.
Batman,
Ve.
Jim Gordon,
Ah, Jim Gordon también está muerto.
they thought they had a handle on this city. They never did.
Nightwing. Red Hood.
You don't
Damien.
stand a chance. Because they're always watching, always listening. pulling everybody's strings. Mine, yours.
La corte de los búhos.
But no one talks about them. Not a whispered word is said.
The Court of Owls is a myth.
Ese era el pingüino.
They're listening.
De las historias así más actuales de Batman, la corte de los búhos es muy buena.
Es buenísimo. No creo que el pingüino sea parte, ¿o sí?
No creo. Wow.
If you really want to go down this rabbit hole, you need to know there's no coming back from it.
Gotham Knights. Muy bien.
La verdad se ve genial.
Pues sí.
One of the joys of writing comics
Se van a
is the
mandar
hope that
dos
someone will
juegazos,
take that
el del Suicide
story
Squad
and
y
make it
esta.
something their own. And I think the folks at Warner Brothers have done a tremendous job translating and evolving the Court of Owls into the game.
The fans, they cosplay as these characters, they're hungry for
Era
more.
Capullo,
And so here you are getting to play out that
dibujante
conflict in the game itself.
de la corte de los búhos.
I remember taking this
Dos
book around
máquinas.
New York City, my old neighborhood.
Sí,
Nothing I knew
Tres
was
con
there
Scott Snyder.
anymore. All
Scott
of the
Snyder.
people I had known had moved away. All of the stores were gone. The feeling was so unsettling, and I wanted to craft a story that would make Bruce Wayne feel the way I felt.
The first time I read that story, I was just blown away because they were creating this really rich secret history of Gotham City, very plausible, believable, that was in direct opposition to Batman.
I think probably inspiration for the Court of Owls originates from nature just by the real fact that the owl is a natural predator to the bat.
What an owl does a lot of the time is it hunts you
Qué
and it
bacán.
stalks you without
El
you
búho
seeing it,
comiéndose al
and the fun
murciélago.
of the way that the court goes after Bruce is to watch him from afar for years.
Because it's been something that's been in Gotham for so long and been so powerful and right beneath Batman's nose, I think that's the root of the success there.
One of the biggest challenges with bringing the Court of Owls from comic books to video games is really the
Lo que
interactive
sí, este juego
nature
sale,
of what video games are.
este
How
sí
do you
sale
take
para
that history? How do you take this
PlayStation
cool
4 y
imagery
Xbox One, por
and
lo
bring it to
cual
life in a game that's very
gráficamente capaz no se ve tan espectacular como
talk to the creators
el de
and we can
Suicide
ask
Squad,
their
pero
opinions about that. We can say, which of these
igual se veía
elements do you
bien.
think we can translate?
When I went out there to see what they were doing with the game, I was blown away. I mean, it took what we had done with Court of Owls, but it just elevated it beyond a lot of the borders that we had had.
You can't really rely on what you think you know about the court. We have expanded, we have added to it.
There are different varieties of Talons in Gotham Knights. And as the players begin to understand through gameplay
diferentes
the
tipos
unique
de
strengths and vulnerability of the Talon, it
enemigos,
will
¿no?
affect how they equip
Estos me recuerdan
themselves
a
and
Gatúbela.
how they unlock new abilities. So like any good RPG, we're presenting you with a problem, and then we're presenting you with a range of potential solutions, and players will have an opportunity to kind of maximize that according to their own style.
The entire team has worked so hard on this and put so much love and dedication into this, and I really hope it comes through and it gives them a really enjoyable experience.
I can't wait for us to share more information about this game.
But watch out for those deadly talons, because they are sharp.
Lo que me gusta es que esté Greg Capullo en la historia, está involucrado. Y bueno, Jim Lee está en...
Claro, es que con las personas que se originan la idea ya es mucho más trabajar y tener un tipo de fidelidad.
2022.
The Court of
Chamare.
Owls looks truly sinister. I can't wait to know more about those mysterious masked supervillains and their deadly creatures. Forget Girls' Night Out. I'll be doing Gotham Knights In as soon as I get my hands on that game. So excited. I gotta tell you, being in the Hall of Heroes is a huge honor. Look at this
Batwoman,
place.
qué
This is
divertido.
incredible. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. DC is throwing a lot of really amazing content our way, and they're not stopping anytime soon. More news flashes, more announcements, and more exclusive footage is on the way. But first, a heartfelt thank you for supporting Batwoman. I've read your letters, I've seen your fan art, and I spend probably too much time on social media looking at your comments and feeling the love you have for this character.
What about my character?
Oh, hey, girl, hey.
Don't I get any love, you know, behind every superhero
Yeah, ¿quién
is
es?
a supervillain?
Well, you know Alice is a fan favorite. Look, everybody, please say hello to Rachel Skarsten, who plays Alice on the show.
Hello, DC World.
Un personaje
I am so
secundario
excited
de
to
la serie.
return to my evil ways on the show, and most of all, to get to work with the lovely Javicia.
Interesante.
Season 2 set up many new mysteries, characters, a new hero, which we'll take a special look at in just a few minutes. And we're going to get into all of it this season.
By the way, I will not be the only villain on the show this season. Did you see the premiere? Mad Hatter, Poison Ivy,
Sombrero
and a
loco.
whole slew of baddies joining in the fun.
Makes sense it would take some of Gotham's most notorious villains and a little push from Renee
Pues
Montoya
ahorita
to
lo
get
único que
Batwoman
tiene
and
para
Alice to team up and work
realmente
together
ganarse
this
público son los villanos.
By the order of the mayor's office, in exchange for your cooperation in these cases, you will be remanded into supervised custody.
You're tying my fate to a psychopath?
Well, more like handcuffing it, but yes. Any questions?
Yes. Does this kind of wreck my ensemble? I mean, I get the whole bat motif, but this is a 44-story building. Shortly, there's a more comfortable workspace available.
Good luck with that.
I'm just gonna hang out here.
What the hell are you two doing together anyway? Aren't y'all supposed to be enemies?
Long story. She's working with me.
They're a little short-staffed at City Hall.
If crazy stuff's going down, may as well get the crazy lady's take on it.
Qué feo Batimóvil.
Really use the C word.
Horrible.
Definitivamente es horrible.
Crazy?
Nunca pensé que un Batimóvil iba a ser feo hasta que vi.
Alice and Batwoman are working together? No, I'll have to see it to believe
Ah,
it.
feísimo.
Well, Rachel, should we give them a
Me he
taste
puesto
of
un
what's to
sticker de
come
Batman
on
ahí
season 3 of Batwoman?
Perhaps a little bit of that never-before-seen stuff would...
No había presupuesto para diseñarle así.
So, here's a look.
Sí, no, dijeron cualquier carro, sí, el carro del director, dijeron, pongamos un sticker aquí.
As the resident expert on predatory behavior, I had some thoughts on how Mr. chooses his prey. I was thinking back to my first kill, for which I chose a geriatric harpy with an oxygen tank. Now, do you know why I did that?
Because you're a killer, Alice.
No. Well,
Alice, ¿y quién se supone que es Alice?
that's not the takeaway. I chose her.
Tengo la menor idea.
It's easy
O
picking.
sea, no creo que sea algún personaje.
When a fledgling predator is learning
Vamos,
how
que
to
se
stalk
refiere a
its
Alicia.
prey, it seeks to
Del País de las
separate
Maravillas.
one from the herd.
So
Bueno, el sombrerero no
two
sé.
victims for his first hunt.
Mm.
Look at you learning to think like a killer.
Which means the pool wasn't this Croc's first attack.
And if it wasn't for all the blood
Croc.
in the deep end,
Creo que dijeron Croc.
They would have just been listed as missing persons.
just like the missing persons I found that were last seen at the East River shore, a mere 2 miles from the pool attack. Welcome to his hunting grounds.
¿Y ya?
Well,
Me
I
quedé igual
guess
que
I
antes.
stand corrected. Maybe Alice and Batwoman can work together.
Quite the twisted partnership. Rach, I have had so much fun filming with you for season 3.
I know, me too.
Temporada
And I
3.
cannot wait for everyone to see how our story unfolds. Well, I should get back to practicing my maniacal laugh. Never know when I'm gonna need it. Bye.
Bye, Rach. If you like nail biting, what's gonna happen next, plot twisty television, then I'll see you for season 3 of Batwoman. And one of the newest heroes of the cast gets his own DC spotlight right now.
Well, hey, thanks, Javicia. What's up, guys? It is very good to finally be back with y'all virtually for this year's DC FANDOME. It's Cameron Johnson here. I play Luke Fox on Batwoman. So at the end of season 2, I finally became Batwing, DC's flying armored superhero. And playing Batwing has been a ton of fun so far. I mean,
Es un personaje nuevo, prácticamente, de los cómics.
Y es raro porque recién lo pusieron en los cómics y ahorita ya está de vuelta.
So let's take a look at
Pues
the
raro.
origins of this character and how we brought him to life.
Pero en los cómics tiene un traje
the
medio
very first
amarillo.
time.
Negro con amarillo.
No, era así tal cual, es uno medio rojo.
2011 in the DC comic book series Batman Incorporated. So before Luke Fox, David Zabimbe,
sí.
known as the Batman of Africa, was introduced in the 5th issue. By the time David retired, Luke had proven his value to Batman.
El traje está bien, güey.
Just FYI, no sidekick actually likes
La
being
cabeza muy
referred to
grande,
as a
pero el
sidekick.
traje está bien.
Copy that. My number 2 dude.
Nope, not that good.
Luke may not have superpowers, but he was a skilled fighter, having trained in mixed martial arts and cage fighting. So as the son of Lucius Fox, Luke had the same
El
brilliant
hijo de
engineering
Lucius
mind
Fox.
as his father. His tech-savvy Batwing suit allowed him to accomplish some very impressive stunts, like flying tremendous speeds with a special mechanical glider cape. Now, there are a few differences between the Batwing of the comics
Esos
and the
efectos.
one I portray on television.
Ese es Bane. Se supone que es Bane.
Pero pues que no.
¿Qué le pasó en el brazo, amigo?
Luke and Tavroff were friends in the comics before becoming rivals.
Se conectó solo al brazo.
Sí, the start. Comic book Luke builds the suit with his dad, but on our
Creo
show,
que sí era Bane,
it's
así.
Lucius who actually creates the
Ay, qué
Batwing suit
chistoso.
based off of Luke's childhood drawings. In the season 2 finale, Luke discovers this years after his dad dies.
When I was a kid, I drew pictures of how I imagined a black Batman would look. Turns out that my dad was secretly turning those pictures into reality.
I can't even describe the feeling of putting on the suit for the first time. The costume designer, Maya Manning, and her incredible team did an amazing job designing it and helping me portray this character the way that I envisioned him on the big screen. It truly is an honor knowing that I'm giving kids like me the opportunity to look up and relate to another black superhero. I mean, it's such a surreal experience, and I can't stop smiling about it when I think about it, because, you know, I'm just a random kid from a random town in a random state that had big dreams.
Eso no me agrada mucho cuando dicen así como ahora los niños
looked up to so many
negros van a
superheroes
tener
growing
otro
up.
superhéroe
I hope
negro
some
con
kid
quien
out there can see
identificarse.
me
No es necesario que un niño negro se
realize
identifique
as a
con un
hero in
superhéroe
them too.
negro y
And
viceversa,
one
el niño blanco
you
con
might
un
just need to
superhéroe
meet
blanco.
them. Now, as some of you may know, and the true homies have copies sitting on their shelves right
Sí, es medio
I
raro
also wrote a Batwing story
ese tipo de
for
cosas.
DC's Batman
O sea,
Origins
pero
anthology.
bueno, eso ya entra en
I was given this fun opportunity
opiniones
to choose any villain I
políticas,
wanted for Batman to
económicas,
take on,
raciales.
and I won't forget
Claro.
that. So
Y creo
I
que cada
chose
uno
to
ya
go
tiene
for
su
my
posición
second
bien
favorite
elegida.
Rogues Gallery villain,
Pues
the
sí.
Riddler. I also decided to give him some Killer Croc backup. So my friends and I at DC we had such a fun time playing with both baddies in one action-packed story. Two incredibly fulfilling moments at once, right? Writing my first DC story about Batwing and announcing to the world that I'd be Batwing on the same day.
Entonces, ¿cuál es el que tiene el traje negro con amarillo?
My journey to becoming Batwing has been one that I'll never forget. You know, one that I hope some of you out there can find inspiration from.
No me acuerdo.
And one that I would love to
Creo que
continue
sí es este mismo, pero en
to
River,
see just how much fun being the Metal Bat really can be. So all my love to
que
you
le
all.
cambiaron el
Thanks
diseño.
again for crowning me your newest hero. And I can't wait to show you even more Batwing this season on Batwing.
Batwoman. ¿Ya?
Welcome back, DC fans. We are excited to share that the winner of the Round Robin fan bracket, Robins, is available now on DC
Robins.
Universe Infinite. Over 1 million fans voted in the massive winner-take-all bracket, greenlighting Robins from writer Tim Seeley and Baldemar Rivas. As all the Robins come together to talk about how being a Robin has affected their lives, they are violently interrupted by someone who claims she was the first Robin. The last time fans voted on the fate of a Robin, it went very differently. DC Universe subscribers can read this digital first title now, only on DCUI.
Still to come, Catwoman hunted, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, and
Legends
the
of
new
Tomorrow.
Batman trailer debut.
A ver,
Hello again to all our fellow super fans from
ya
all
van a,
around the
creo que ya va a
globe.
acabar.
Once again, Américo Borgo.
And I am
¿En serio?
Es que ya dijeron que a continuación sale algo de Legends of Tomorrow y de ahí lo de Batman, el trailer.
Ahorita viene lo de Legends.
No, creo que primero viene algo de Catwoman, decía.
took a trip to Metropolis.
De ahí lo de
Regreso en un segundo.
Exclusive
Dale.
intel on the latest video games.
But there's also Jason Momoa.
You already mentioned him.
No, but once is never enough, eh?
Oh, God. Well, anyway, guys, there's still so much ahead, including the Batman. I cannot wait for that. But right now, it's all about Gotham's truly fiendish feline, Catwoman.
Catwoman is clawing her way into a new animated
algo
film.
de
For more on
Catwoman.
this exciting project, please welcome the actress who voices the title role, Elizabeth Gillies.
¿Para qué? ¿Dónde? ¿Qué?
Catwoman
¿Cuándo?
celebrates her 80th anniversary
No sé,
next
dijeron
year.
que iban a mostrar
And
algo de
Warner Brothers
Catwoman.
Animation, DC, and Warner Brothers Home Entertainment salute her longevity and popularity with the release of the DC animated
Ah, es que
movie
Catwoman
All Her
también
Own,
tiene,
Catwoman
cumple
Hunted.
80 años.
The felonious feline
Pero
is
igual con
Isabel
Joker.
Moa, and
Los dos
in
aparecieron
the
en
trailer, Catwoman
Dragón.
sets her sights on
Qué loco.
stealing the world's most valuable jewel, and as a result, everyone is hot on her tail. Get ready for the world premiere of the Catwoman Hunted trailer.
Catwoman Hunted. Y esto es animación.
I assume you're ready for action?
This kitten's always ready for action. Darling, you're even more gorgeous in person.
Multiple countries have warrants out for your arrest.
I'm popular.
This little kitten sauntered into the lair of the wrong big cat.
Stop her! I thought this was supposed to be a party. My kind of party.
La animación me gusta un poco más que la de Harley Quinn, por ejemplo.
You help us bust Leviathan, your warrants disappear.
Muy inspirada en anime.
Must die.
Está muy Ghost in the Shell.
Did you sign up
Sí,
for this?
Sale Batwoman también.
No me gusta la cara de Batwoman, ¿no? Y algo raro en la nariz.
Don't make me fight dirty.
¿Pero es película o serie?
Es película.
No, es película. Catwoman Hunted.
Darling, I love your costume. Hold on to that one, love, or I might just steal him away.
Ah, güey.
Me encanta que tenga el traje original.
Wasn't that just perfect? Catwoman Hunted will be the first DC animated movie to be released by Warner Brothers Home Entertainment in 2022, coming to digital,
2022.
Blu-ray, and 4K on February 8th. All totaled, fans can expect 5 original DC animated movies in 2022, as
5
well
películas
as the
animadas.
spring release of the latest
Mhm.
DC Showcase collection, anchored by the all-new animated short Constantine, House of Mystery,
Constantine.
featuring Matt Ryan reprising his role as the Hellblazer.
Interesante.
Ever wonder what would happen if
Pues
two
sí.
youthful super teams joined forces to fight the bad guys? You'll find out in spring 2022 in Teen Titans Go and DC Superhero Girls Mayhem in the
Teen
Multiverse.
Titans Go y DC
Brightest
Superhero
Days
Girl.
and Blackest Nights arrive next summer.
Qué interesante.
Green Lantern, Beware My Power,
Green
adds
Lantern.
to the DC
Eso sí,
Universe movies
está
canon.
interesante.
And in the fall, the next generation of superheroes takes center stage in Battle of the Super Sons, the first DC Universe movie to be produced in CG.
La
Rounding
primera
out the year,
película
the world's greatest
de Warner
detective will
Bros.
look to
producida
unmask
en
the holiday
CGI.
killer when Batman, the Long Halloween Deluxe Edition, comes to stunning 4K Ultra HD.
Esa película en 3D. La serie que
Alini,
nadie
we're
ve.
so spoiled with all of these amazing DC projects coming our way.
Now let's talk about the DC show that's about to hit the 100 episode mark.
That's right. DC's Legends of Tomorrow is going to achieve that impressive milestone in season 7. And right now, we're
Temporada
going to celebrate
7.
by looking at 100 episodes in 100 seconds. Are you ready? Go.
100 episodios en 100 segundos.
We can be on our way.
Shall we? In the future, my friends may not be heroes. But if we succeed, they will be remembered as legends.
I made you a certain promise.
Jax, we gotta go.
I don't want to enjoy this for a moment.
Random Route. Así se llama, Random Route.
The three of us are going to
Ah,
change
dele.
our past
El
and
Superman.
our future
Bueno,
and
Atom.
the world as you know it.
that's just the beginning.
I just need one more moment. Far too slow.
We're never gonna make it!
Una parodia ahí.
The rest of the legends are here. We're busting everybody out.
There's land ahead. All hands on deck.
Let's do this. I can't do that.
Wait!
No entiendo.
Whoa. This mission has to be epic. And I have the perfect
Estaba
plan.
constante.
Sarah, no!
What's that? Can we kill them now?
¿Qué es eso?
Yo vivo.
Ah.
Oh my.
Take us to DEFCON 2.
Is this a drill? Are they lowering the barrier? Wow, that I did not see coming.
Hey, cheese!
You wish.
What is it?
That is just business as usual for us.
Leave you now with this takeaway that there might not be a normal, but that might be
Parecía Charles Boyle de Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I told you guys we can't keep the cowboy narrator.
Sorry. Hey, man, we'll drop you off.
Happy trails, legends.
Wow. Bad Wheels.
Ah.
¿Qué es eso?
It's true
¿Y esto?
that every generation has
No
their
sé, decía
favorite
Bad Wheels.
Batmobile. Mine personally is
Ve, los dos.
trilogy
Jonathan y
Batmobile from
Jordan
the
Kent.
trilogy.
Ah,
But for
cierto.
the next generation of DC
Frodo,
fans,
¿no?
Warner Brothers Animation has been revving up production on their preschool series about some of the coolest DC vehicles.
Of course, led by the one and only Batmobile. But that's not all. Your favorite heroes, iconic villains, and all the citizens of Gotham City are taking on vehicle form in DC's Batwheels. And you don't have to be a preschooler to love this show. You just have to be a
Van a
kid at
hacer
heart.
una serie
This is really fun
de
for the whole
Batman
family, so
en la
let's
que todos
check
son
out
carros.
this very early preview.
Según entiendo.
Ay, no, por favor.
Sí, mira, ahí está Robin, me imagino.
Ay, no, por favor.
Está sonriendo el carro de Robin. O sea, es Cars con Batman.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Cuál era la necesidad? ¿Quién pidió esto?
Hacerle
¿Por qué
sangrar a
carajo
Batman.
sale tantas veces?
Batman Unburied. But you don't
No
want to
tengo
hear the
idea.
news from us. We'll let Barbara Gordon tell you.
What up, everyone? At DC FANDOME, it is Gina Rodriguez, and I am so excited to let everyone
Gina
know that I am going
Rodriguez.
to be a part of Batman Unburied. Woo woo! And I get the honor of playing the iconic
Una
voice
serie
of
de
Barbara
Batman
Gordon.
donde
I'm
todos
so
son
super
carros.
excited. I'm so
Qué
excited to
genial.
come on the audio adventure with us only on Spotify.
Joining the cast alongside Gina will be Sam Witwer as the Harvester,
Mucho le
Amy
sangran a
Raver
Batman ya.
Lampman as Kel, Jessica Marie Garcia as Renee Montoya,
No,
and
porque
Jim
los
Curie as Arnold
carros no lo
Flex.
entiendo, no entiendo. Ay,
Hey,
Dios.
DC Fandome, it's your boy, Winston Duke. And I am so excited, so honored to be joining the DC family with Batman Unburied, with Spotify and DC, and we have been cooking up something very,
Spotify
very
y
special
DC.
for you. We've been creating something that's nuanced and beautiful with great characters, great voices, and just a beautiful experience. So, in that vein, I am Batman.
Holy smokes, Batman!
Yo
More
soy
news to come from
Batman.
Spotify and the forthcoming Batman Unburied podcast.
Ah, es un podcast.
Still to come, Batman Caped Crusader, Harley Quinn, and the first
Ya estaban sacando eso.
film.
No sé.
We know fans
Eli, lo
love
de Batman.
one-of-a-kind
Ahí decía de
partnerships,
Batman.
so we're here to announce an exclusive collaboration between the Batman and Puma. Here to tell us
Batman
more
y
about it
clima.
is none other than football icon, that's soccer to some of you, and our fellow Brazilian, Neymar.
Neymar.
No, that is huge news. Fala aí, Neymar. Bate ousadia e bate alegria, hein? Conta mais, o pai tá on mesmo?
Sí te entendió.
Fala galera da DC, tô muito animado pro novo filme do Batman. Sempre fui muito fã, desde pequeno.
Tá bacana essa
muito grande
camisa.
estar participando desse evento.
Sí, para qué también.
E bom, tô muito animado com tudo isso.
Ah, pero es la de Batman de la... que viene de Robert Pattinson para el lado.
Longa,
Dele.
faça muitas mais coisas. Você estaria esperando.
Oye.
Valeu, Puma. Batman, tamo junto.
Sí, ve.
Come on, be honest.
Mhm.
Fans would buy anything having to do with DC, especially if Neymar is involved.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But now I want to talk about one of my favorite Gotham City gals, Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl.
Batgirl.
The tech-savvy martial arts badass is getting her very first full-length feature.
It was a role that every actress in town wanted, but ultimately it
La
went to
película de
Leslie
Batgirl.
Grace after her
Que
stellar
supuestamente iba a
breakout
ser
performance
Josh
in
Whedon.
last summer's In the Heights.
Ah, serio.
So good in that. And now we're all looking forward to seeing Leslie take on the bad guys in a very different version of Gotham City. Let's learn more about Batgirl in this DC Spotlight.
Ay, todavía me acuerdo cuando
It's your girl, Leslie
Cuando
Grace.
para
Hi,
este
DC
momento ya hubiésemos
Fandom,
tenido una
and
película de
I'm your
Batman,
new
de
Batgirl. I don't
Superman,
know
de
about you guys,
Cyborg,
but every step of this process, I'm
de
like, I
Linterna
can't believe
Verde,
this
de
is
Batgirl,
It's a big honor and privilege.
la segunda de la Liga de la
part of that
Justicia.
world. Man, it's really unbelievable.
Ay.
I feel like a kid again.
Honestly, I just feel like
Ese pasado tan prometedor.
Sí.
We wanted to have a very broad casting.
Ahorita nada
It was
que ver.
very broad in range of ages and races, and what was important for us was that the best actress for the part would be cast. Eventually, we saw Leslie among. It was a goosebump moment. Yeah, it was really like the whole time. Who is gonna be Barbara Gordon? I mean, there was something that she
Bárbara
just,
Gordon.
like that hit a nerve and felt like, okay, we are actually watching Barbara Gordon.
she's a girly girl, but she also is so capable of being strong and being determined and like kicking butt. And she wants to prove herself, but she's also still just so sweet. A lot of times we focus a lot on the male superheroes, but it was really exciting to read for a female superhero that has that grit and like is very sincere and almost eager to prove herself.
What's kind of fun about Barbara and Batgirl is that in this story, she's discovering Batgirl for the first time, and so she's getting to explore a duality she's always had in her personality, but it's this whole new side of her personality, a slightly kind of
Chuta, pero no sé si sobrevivan Batwoman y Batgirl
her personality that we get to just have fun and play with.
al mismo tiempo.
We ask Leslie to
Te
train
quería
her
ver.
and won the fights.
Pero igual pueden ser otro universo de series. Así.
No, hay ya mucho también.
I'm really excited about
Quién sabe, suponte ahí está dentro del mismo, la misma.
and we're trying to get as much, learned in my
Oh,
before I get
ese
there.
spin-off de
So I'm
película
excited
de Batman.
about what that's going to actually look like once we
¿También?
have a suit and once we're on location figuring out those fight sequences. So that's really exciting to me.
Porque la gente
You know, I'm
va a ver
fashion girl
Batgirl
too, so I'm
de ley
just
más que
I'm like
Batwoman.
looking at
Entonces,
that Batgirl behind me,
Eso,
and I'm
y
like,
Nilo, bro.
alright, I can see it.
entonces no sé.
That we can say.
Por eso digo, no sé si las dos
So it's
sobrevivan.
not gonna be the design with just the mask on the eyes.
It was so funny. It was one of the first questions I asked once we were on. I was like,
A mí me gusta
so
full
is
el
she
traje que
is
tiene
she gonna
Batgirl
have red hair?
en los
'Cause,
nuevos
like, I'm
52.
so ready.
Ah, sí, es súper bonita. Es que es igual al que tiene en el videojuego.
Ah, sí.
It's gonna have
Claro.
everything in the movie, all the emotions. There's gonna be a climax.
Esa portada nunca me ha gustado. Jamás
Sí,
me
no, yo tampoco. Pero después el traje morado que tiene es súper chévere.
No, sí, para qué tal. Con el logo amarillo.
Exclusive Film, era una película, es una película. Titans.
Ah.
While the Batgirl film is just
De la
about
serie
to
que
be
no he
production,
podido
we
ver hasta
don't
ahora.
have to wait much longer to see how
King Shark y
Titans
Harley
is going
Quinn.
to wrap up its season 3.
Standing by right now, we've got one of the
Temporada
cast from
3.
TV's Titans with some exciting news and an exclusive look into the near future.
Y en Netflix no iba a salir.
Hey guys, Brenton Thwaites here. I played Dick Grayson and Nightwing in Titans on HBO Max. We're very happy that you guys have been enjoying season 3. We loved making it, and it's good to know that it's landing on audiences, especially the hardcore true Nightwing fans, Titans fans.
A mí Titans sí me gusta.
We're excited to be here at the DC FANDOME. We're going to debut
Todos pensábamos que iba a ser
from season 3 for you
más
to
o
see.
menos nomás.
Es que todo, es que Marvel los ojos en el diseño está horrible. Y lo que le sigue.
But first, we're going to announce something. We're going to announce something. Yeah, honey, go. We practiced this. What are we going to announce?
Season 3.
Season 4. We're going to announce. We're announcing season
Cuarta temporada.
Titans is going to go again. And we are very excited to go back to Canada and continue making this wonderful show. It's been a wild ride. I love making it. Toronto's a wonderful place to work.
Este man sí le queda como
Great, versatile, diverse content to be able to work on as an actor.
Ricardo Tapia.
But it is all thanks to you guys for, watching it and enjoying it and demanding that they make another show, another season. Anyway, we're out.
Dick
Thank
Grayson.
you. See ya.
Sí, sí le queda bien.
Sí, está bien.
Primer vistazo al final.
Okay, Dick, I'm here. What do I do?
O sea, no he visto ni el principio de la tercera y ya me muestran el principio del final.
Should have told me about Jason.
Would you have gone inside if I had?
Still should have told me. Okay, got it.
Okay, hold on. You're not done yet.
Red Hood.
I'm going in. Tell guard to cut the red wire
Ah, que
and
más
hook
que.
up to the router. The red wire?
Pues sí.
Y ese man
Cut the red
es.
wire. Cut the red wire.
Ni idea. ¿Cyborg? No
Boy,
creo.
it's me, Dick.
No.
He said cut the red wire.
What? No, you never cut the red wire.
I know, but that's what he said.
Corta el cable rojo.
What's happening?
We're in. Oh, shit.
What?
There's a security question. What's the name of the one who got away? Joker.
Dick.
Riddler.
Riddler.
Oh. Tim, I've got one more try at this or I'm locked out.
Try Selena Kyle.
Who's that?
Es Tim Drake.
Trust me.
S-E-L-I-N-A.
Es Tim.
Welcome.
¿En serio?
Who's Selena Kyle?
Interesante.
It is now
No he
our
visto nada.
privilege to introduce two larger-than-life characters. Both have amazing fighting
Cape
skills,
Crusader.
but one has equally impressive biting skills.
Yeah. Please welcome Harley Quinn and King Shark.
Oh, hello,
Harley Quinn and King
ladies,
Shark.
gentlemen, theys, and gays. Fancy meeting you here inside Starro's beehole. Look, we all know why I'm here, okay? To present a little something for season 3 of my show, which was announced in 1972, and here we are in 2021, and 2 whole generations of animators have been burning the midnight oil on it, and the season is still not finished. And those poor artists died of acute carpal tunnel for nothing.
Sorry to interrupt. Are you still vamping?
Yes. Did you get the season 3 footage from HBO Max?
It is currently being uploaded onto the FanDome server.
And this is only happening now because
the hard drive containing said footage looked like a piece of sushi, and I ate said hard drive.
But it's being uploaded?
It is.
So you passed the hard drive?
The hard drive is wireless, and it is very much still inside me.
Is it high speed?
Oh, my metabolism? Yes, I'm lucky. Oh, look! The producers are telling me it's ready to go.
Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. A sizzle reel for Harley Quinn, Season 3, coming to HBO Max sometime in 2022.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Ah.
I always wanted to say that.
So, what do we do now?
Ah, eso es.
Eat,
Muy bien.
bang, kill, tour, begin. Come here.
O sea, es concept art. No.
And Ivy are back. Send our regards to whatever tabloid you work for, and tell Ben Affleck I upper deck his fancy soda stream.
I'll bring Harley and Ivy to justice, and then you'll change your tune.
I am here for revenge! Hell? Oh. I am a god!
To us, together at last. Partners in crime in every sense of the word.
O sea que todavía están en una muy temprana etapa de producción porque no tienen ni hecho nada.
Guapa se ve Harley y Poison
I
Ivy.
will admit that
Sí,
looks
eso sí.
pretty great. Gonna be better, you know, after the crayon guy, you know, colors it in, and then the sound effects guy does the pew pew stuff, and you know the music guy does the ban-na-na-na-na thing with the guitars. Oh, God, animation takes forever.
You're telling me? I'm sure they'll get around doing something cool. The old
no.
Any minute now.
Yeah, don't worry, you look great. Well, there you have it, folks.
Pobrecito.
Enjoy the rest
Se iba a
of the
casar
fandom,
con Poison
I guess.
Ivy.
And please remember all the cool stuff you saw earlier, and not that.
And get ready for more of this soon. That's all I can move right now. Not too shabby.
Oh, okay, we're done here.
Bueno, tuvimos el concept art al menos.
Bueno, sabemos que la tercera temporada se...
del cómic de DC, it's me, Gabby Cam,
Young
huge
Justice.
superfan of all
¿Ven?
things DC.
Gabby Cam.
And a big thank you, Harley Quinn and King Shark. Now that we know what is happening with all of the other colorful characters in Gotham City, it is time to check in on the man himself. The 1990s award-winning show Batman the Animated Series was the first introduction to this iconic character for many current Batman fans. Fans were excited that original series creator Bruce Timm will be teaming up with James Tucker and two of the biggest names in television and film, J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, to reimagine the series for a new generation. Let's check in with that dynamic group and see what they have planned for Batman Cape Crusader.
I'm J.J. Abrams, executive producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
I'm Bruce Timm,
Bruce
executive
Timm.
producer of Batman Cape Crusader.
Hi, I'm Matt Reeves, executive
Qué
producer.
viejo que está, pero el desgraciado hizo lo mejor que he visto en mi vida.
Pues sí.
Cape Crusader. Warner's Animation asked if we would be interested
Ay, todavía me
in
acuerdo
working
de
with Bruce
cuando
on a new
a todo el mundo
animated Batman
hypearon
series,
con
and
algún anuncio
Matt was
épico de
working on the
Spider-Man.
Batman
Resulta que era un
film.
cómic hecho por
So
J.J.
it
Abrams.
just felt like an opportunity to collaborate not just with Bruce, but with one of my best friends on a project that I knew would be incredibly
Como si
meaningful
fuera
to
la
all
gran
of us.
huevada.
One of my elevator pitch versions of this show is that it's more Batman the Animated Series than Batman the Animated Series. It kind of goes back to the original principles of the show that we originally came up with back in the early 90s. There was certain
Batman,
limitations on what we could
Cinematic.
do in terms of adult content, in terms of violence and adult themes. And my idea is basically to say, okay, it's 1990 again. I get to do what I want to do this time. And I got JJ and Matt backing me up.
You know, in Bruce's world, in this new
Con Matt
iteration,
Reeves.
it's just Batman right now. There's not, the Justice League doesn't exist. There aren't.
Sí le
other
está
superheroes.
poniendo ganas.
It's Batman.
Pues sí.
You're watching this
Luego me dice que
lone
quieren
figure
hacer Batman la
swimming
serie
through the
animada
cesspool of
parte 2.
Gotham. It's Batman alone.
He's Batman.
Ah, ni siquiera las nuevas aventuras de Batman.
And Bruce Wayne is the mask. Bruce
A mí no me
Wayne
gusta
is
mucho
a
esa
phony
serie.
person. He's a construction that Batman has created to deflect suspicion.
Es que la
from
serie
his
animada es una
activity.
joya, es
So
una
he's going to be
joya.
very low tech initially.
A mí la que me
You know, as
gusta
he
mucho
develops
es la
as a
del
character,
2004.
we'll start
Esa serie me
introducing
gusta
those
mucho.
gadgets, and you
La
know,
del
the audience can
92.
see how he developed the
Para mí es la
Batmobile
mejor.
using
De ahí le
different
sigue
prototypes.
The Brave and the
The
Bold.
fun of this series is we're finding him
The Brave and the Bold también me gusta, pero no sé, la del 2004
most other Batman series,
es como que le
they're-
quisieron
they already
modernizar,
were
pero
there.
no le salió
It
mal.
really is an incredibly complex
Obviamente no es tan
story
buena
about
como la
someone
de
who,
los
in
90,
a
¿no?
way,
Pero
needs to be
a mí sí
redeemed,
me
and that's
gusta mucho.
kind of what at least this first season's about.
We've reconfigured
Pero
some
digo,
of
creo
the
que con
roles
esto
some of
de
the
Cape
characters
Crusader,
have. We're starting
como
before
que
Batman
algo
has
me dice
earned
que
their
quieren
trust,
hacer
and they've earned Batman's trust. So there's nothing assumed.
con la misma
We
calidad
don't
que la
know
serie de los
that
90.
Commissioner Gordon will be Batman's ally. The journey of the show is to see how they, you know,
Ojalá,
eventually
sería bacán.
grow together and learn to trust, or not. You know, nothing is assumed in this series as far as what we're used to seeing in the world of Batman.
What this does is it gives us the opportunity to say, okay, well, the versions of Joker and Catwoman and Penguin, those versions that we did on Batman the Animated Series were really great and iconic. But there's lots of different ways we can take those characters that we hope will be just as iconic and just as powerful.
Bruce pitched the concept of Cape Crusader, and he had the Strange Days short that was done for Batman's 75th anniversary. That was very old school film noir look. It was in black and white. And I think that's what really closed the deal on the pitch, because looking at that, they could see exactly what the show was going to look like. But just so it's clear, the show won't be in black and white unless I can talk Bruce into doing a special episode.
This new iteration is very much born of a noir sensibility.
Esta la serie va a tener un estilo muy clásico.
Film noir kind of style.
Muy noir.
In a kind of timeless 40s world. If anything, we're probably going to lean into that even more in terms of authentic clothes and hairstyles and hats and vehicles and architecture. The way we deal with the characters
ahorita lo que veo me gusta.
is going to be quite a bit more modern in terms of inclusivity, representation, things like that.
Cape Crusader is something that, you know, I feel honored to get to be part of the creative conversations, to get to help and support along with Matt, you know, not just the vision for how they want to do it, but even in using new technologies, the opportunity to take advantage of literally techniques that didn't exist back when Bruce was doing the animated series.
It's an honor, and I'm thrilled to be able to work on this. But to be honest with you, the most exciting part is I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Ojalá salga bien. El problema de J.J. Abrams es que no sabe cómo hacer finales.
Definitivamente.
Porque Lost es una muy buena serie hasta el final.
Even though it's still early days, that all sounds amazing. Batman Cape Crusader will air on Cartoon Network and HBO Max. I seriously can't wait for this one either. There's so much talent behind the series.
Max.
And speaking of talent, let's take a look at your amazing Gotham-inspired art.
Fan arts.
Ahí vi. Ah, qué cool.
Pues sí.
Wow, I just love seeing your creations. Don't forget, Jim Lee
Ese
will be
guau tan
announcing the winner at
Wow.
the end of the show. So stay tuned to see if you've been chosen. Do you like
David
pizza?
aún no sabe
Have you ever wanted to be like the Batman? Then you will want to get your TikTok on with those pizza fanatics at Little Caesars, who are partnering with the Batman film in theaters in 2022. To get in on the fun, record how you would navigate your everyday life if you were the Batman. Then tag your video with hashtag #BeLikeTheBatman on TikTok. To learn more, check out at Little Caesars Pizza on TikTok. We won't keep you in the dark. And here's something else to be excited about. A new DC mobile game announcement from Ludia.
Nuevo
Looks
juego
like the most
para
iconic DC
celulares.
superheroes and supervillains are going to be featured
DC
in a
Heroes
puzzle
and
RPG.
Villains.
Mobile gamers, get your fingers ready for DC Heroes and Villains.
Ay, tráiler.
The interesting thing about power is not whether it's used for good or evil. Nor is it that
Va
even
bien.
the greatest power
Pues sí.
can be lost in
Va
an
bien.
instant. It's what we choose
Lex
to do
Luthor.
when identities crumble. The line between hero and villain blurs.
Ay,
And extinction
Batman.
draws near.
Sí. Para que
es el Batman más feo que he visto en mi vida.
Y el menos práctico. ¿Cómo guarda eso? En cintura.
Fate of the universe is in
Pues,
your
a ver.
Etrigan.
Dale, pues nos mostraron cómo es el juego.
We have some exciting news for fans of collectibles.
Y otra vez Canis
Tell us about
Patton.
it is legendary comic book artist and founder
¿En
of
serio,
the
sí?
Farley
¿Por qué?
Boys, Todd McFarlane.
Ve, Todd
Hey,
McFarlane.
thanks, Candace, and I hope you're enjoying yourself, and so are all the
Uf,
fans
este
out
man
there
se
today.
está forrando
I'm here
con
to
la
talk
cantidad
to
de juguetes
everybody
que hace.
about McFarlane Toys, my company, and
Bien
DC
chido,
Direct.
o
We
sea.
started a partnership, but basically
Este
I'm
man
going to
se
take
hace
all
de
the
todo,
things that
dibujo
we're
a
good at and
Spider-Man,
continue
creo
to
a
do all the things
Spawn,
that
creo a
DC Direct has
Venom,
been doing. So here's a couple of things to look forward to.
hace
We're going to continue the
juguetes.
Batman Black and White series, which is over 100 different statues already. We're going to do the Harlequin Red, White, and Black series. We're going to continue doing the DC
Ese está
Designer
genial.
series. So look forward to all of that. This
Oh,
is
esa
just the beginning.
Selena Kyle está
One
en
of
una
the
pista.
early statues we want to
Oye,
announce is the Joker Purple Craze from the artist
Oh,
I think is
que
one
tiene
of
la
the
cara
best in the
cortada.
business. It comes from
Qué
the pages
bacán.
of the Batman Death of the
Canta.
Family that both Greg and writer Scott Snyder popularized. I've been waiting a
Está
long
genial.
time to finally get to the Batman movie, and it's coming. One of the things we're going to be doing is a big, tall statue of the Robert Pattinson Batman, and it's based on the concepts and the costume
¿Cachaste?
and the reference that was given to us directly
O sea,
from
la
the
cara está
producers
rara,
and
pero el traje
director,
se ve
so that
bacán.
we're going to make it as
Traje
authentic as
se ve
possible.
una
Take a look at it. It's
bestia.
going to be super cool for your collection.
Febrero
The
del
thing I'm looking
2022.
forward to the most is continuing the Batman Black and White line. It's the longest running statue line that's been out there in collectible history. Number 100 was based on my
Esa es una
artwork, so that
bestia.
was kind of cool. This one is based on the artwork by Mike Mignola. This is from the graphic novel Gotham by Gaslight, written by Brian Augustine. We've done a couple other Mike Mignolas in the past in that series. They've been
Mike
some of the
Mignola,
top sellers,
el
so
creador
this one
de
is not
Hellboy.
going to be any exception. Also, big news, we're going to be doing a giveaway on the DC Designer Batman series. This one is going to be based on the comic book Batman Year 2. Artwork by myself, so I
Wow,
know what
qué
it's supposed to
capota.
look like. And on top of it, I'm going to sign that toy for you. So if you want a chance to
Ay,
win
pero
that
ese
Ay, te había visto
Batman,
fotos de
head
eso.
over to
Ese diseño es del Todd McFarlane mismo.
for a sneak peek at some of
Ujú.
the upcoming collectibles
¿Cómo
that
le
are coming out,
encanta
including
hacer
Dwayne
capas, pero
Johnson,
que llegan hasta
Black
Bat?
Adam, and a bunch of other
Putz, si de Spawn no lo has visto.
Still to come, Shazam! Fury of the Gods
Shazam, ah, sí,
and
pues Shazam.
Batman's new trailer debut.
Y el tráiler de Batman.
We're not slowing down with all these announcements and surprises. Now, going into its fourth season, Young Justice is a fan favorite
Young
series
Justice,
focused on
temporada
the covered
4,
up side
cuando
of the
ni
DC
siquiera han
universe,
estrenado aquí la
taking
3,
place
pero
on
bueno.
Earth 16. It sees fan favorite characters like Superboy, Miss Martian, Zatanna, Beast Boy, and more as they take on an ever-evolving DC universe. And this just in, you can watch the first episode of the new season for free after the show on dcfandome.com, but there's still so much to come on in Hall of Heroes that you may want to finish watching our show before you jump over to watch them all. Until then,
Chévere el
here's
show
a sneak preview
de
of
Young
season 4
Justice.
of Young Justice.
Claro que tuvieron un parón de ni sé cuántos años desde que saliera la temporada 3, pero...
Right now, fighting bad guys is the least of their worries.
At some point, we decide who we want to be.
No one on the team is perfect.
You broke the rules. Makes me want to break some rules too.
And sometimes, being a superhero isn't so super at all.
There are some things you just can never prepare for, and some things you can never get over.
What do we do? Pull your energies into me.
The heroes you love always fight for what's right.
Surrender or die.
That was my favorite clipboard.
This season, they'll fight for something more.
No more angst! No more meddling! You'll all die today!
And the choices they make
We decide who we want to be.
Man, for a minute, I thought I lost you too.
will alter the DC universe forever. Young Justice
pero le han puesto sangre.
now streaming.
Nice.
Sí, porque la serie no era así.
DC Fandome is the only place to be for the latest
Wonder Woman
and the
80
greatest
aniversario.
DC news and upcoming projects.
Pronto.
I am Terry LTAM, and to say
¿Ves?
I'm thrilled
De ley
to
tenía
be
que salir algo de la
the
Mujer
best
Maravilla.
fans in the world
Oye,
is
esa
a complete
camiseta, mira.
understatement. This is beyond
Sí.
exciting. Now, up next, another first. The
Genial.
talented and revolutionary writer, director, and producer Eva DuVernay is officially making her first show at HBO Max. Eva has joined force with writer Roberto Patino to bring you DMZ, based on the comic of the same name. The show
DMZ.
takes place in the future, where America is caught up in the Second Civil War. leaving Manhattan in ruins. The resilience of community and the human spirit is really what stands out in this 4-part limited series starring Rosario Dawson and Benjamin Bratt. Now, over to Eva and Roberto to hear more.
No entendí qué es, pero bueno.
Hi, I'm Ava DuVernay.
I'm Roberto Patino.
Entendí que es con Rosario
We're
Dawson.
here to talk about our hot new DC comic adaptation, DMZ.
It's a story about a fractured people that are coming together, where we have a civil war between the Free States of America and the United States of America. And our story takes place 8 years into that DMZ, where the rule of law is basically dictated by the most powerful person at any point in time, and that could change from block to block.
So you have people who are in the city who've basically been abandoned. And the big kind of thrust of the story is an outsider comes in and she turns everything upside down. And that roller coaster ride, that adventure is one of the things that I love most about your script and one of the reasons why I had to direct it, had to be involved. Let's talk a little bit about Rosario Dawson and the character of Alma.
Alma was inspired by one of the most fascinating characters in the comic book, and also one of the most underserved characters in the comic book, named Z, who is this fearless medic. I really took the creative guardrails off and dove into the spirit of Z and reinvented her. You know, this show is a bit of an origin story for one of the best characters in the graphic novel. She comes out the other side with a whole new understanding of what her place in this world ought to be.
I mean, the thing is like a beautiful, chaotic, messy, grappling with gender and who can do what and what power looks like and who really has the power. This is exemplified through Parko, played by Benjamin Bratt, and Wilson, played by Hoon Lee. And these are two actors, Roberto, they came to play.
Man, Parko Delgado is this guy who said, you know what? I am the law. I am the power here. And who I am and what I say I am, no one's going to challenge me on that if I say it with enough resolve. Wilson, on the other hand, is about the opposite side of that, where everybody gets to make truly free choices in the DMZ. They get to decide who they want to be. And the result of that is this patchwork of gangs and tribes and outfits. And Wilson sees that as a marvel.
Because that's what the DMZ is. It is set in a
¿Has
world
escuchado
that's
eso
just
de
a
DMZ?
few
Yo no.
moments into the future. And
La
it
verdad es que no.
speculates what would we be if we let the worst of our divisions
¿Pero
get
será
to us.
DC
I
o
just think
será
it's super
Vértigo?
cool. It's also
O sea, de lo que
important
dicen
in
es
ways
DC.
that allow us to consider ourselves now and what we want to be going forward. We're just pleased and proud that it's going to be making its way to HBO Max. And
Para
you know,
HBO
it's
Max.
just been a pleasure working with you, my friend. I can't wait to do it again and again.
Indeed, it's been such a pleasure working with you too, and I honestly cannot wait for the world to see DMZ. It's a world I'm thrilled to share with audiences, and especially with the DC fans.
Same here. Well, thank you to DC for having us, and we'll see you on HBO Max very soon.
Ciao.
DMZ isn't the only
¿Qué es,
DC
pues?
project from the brilliant Ava DuVernay. She's also bringing the
Sale más
fans
que-
Naomi,
sale más que
inspired by
Jim
the
Lee, cacha.
amazing DC comic of the same name from writers Brian Michael Bendis, David Walker, and artist Jamal
¿Qué
Campbell.
quieren de ver
Naomi
sacado
stars
el
this
jugo?
incredible actress, Casey Wallfall. Hi, Casey. Great to see you.
Hi, Candace. It's so great to be here.
Casey Wallfall.
Everyone is so jazzed for Naomi, and I am loving the diversity that's become the norm in the DC universe. How does it feel to be a part of the DC family?
It's an honor to be a part of the DC family. I, for so long, have watched shows like The Flash and a bunch of other DC TV and movies. So it's really special to me and very full circle for me. And everyone who I've talked to within the DC universe has been incredibly welcoming, which makes me really happy and it's been so exciting. I'm really excited for people to see this character that is so special to them within the
Naomi.
comics on TV.
¿Quién
And
también
since
será?
she's so fairly new to the DC universe, there's a lot of room to grow within
Ah,
the
es nuevo
character and within the
personaje.
story, and something that we haven't seen yet within the DC universe.
How did you prepare for the role of a teenage superhero?
Preparing for the role of a teenage superhero isn't so hard for me because I started the show when I was 16. Naomi is 16. I'm 17 now. So our lives, they often overlap as I'm reading the scripts. I get to pull from my family and my friends and things that I'm going through. And when you're a teenager, it's really crucial when you're figuring out your identity and who you are and what you like and what you don't like, which is a lot of what goes through Naomi's head throughout the story. It's a superhero show, but it's also a coming of age story. When it comes to the part of preparing for the superhero part, I can't relate to the supernatural part of the story, but I can relate to being a good person and doing good deeds, which is a huge part about being a superhero. And I've also read the comics. When I first booked the show, I got the series of the comics, and I've also read the Justice Leagues that she's in. And I'm an avid reader, so getting into comics is something that the show has started me on.
What makes Naomi different from the other female superheroes out there?
Well, as I said before, she's a fairly new superhero, so there's a lot of room for growth. But honestly, she's a young female Black teenage superhero, which is really special because that's something that we rarely see a character have their own comics and to have on TV. And I think what also sets her apart is her character and her heart. She's incredibly confident. She loves the people around her. She's incredibly driven, incredibly smart, and isn't afraid to show it. And although there are a lot of Naomis and people like Naomi in real life, those aren't always shown on TV, so I think it'll be really special. I also think what makes it different is the unique characters within the setting of the show. And the creatives in the team and the crew and the cast, they make it even more special, so I'm really excited for people to see the show.
Thanks, Casey. Thanks so much for being here. Let's give the fans a little teaser of
nueva
what's
serie
coming
de
their
nuevo
way in
personaje
this
de
DC
los
News
cómics.
Flash, featuring Naomi.
No entendí ni un carajo.
Now,
Yo
are
tampoco.
we ready to begin?
What's going on?
Annabelle says there's a stunt happening in the square. Something to do with Superman. I need this for my site. Bathroom break. 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Ahorita Superman solo sirve para hacer referencias.
¿Qué es?
Bueno, ahí se vio volando por un segundo Superman. Naomi. Ese nombre. La Naomi.
Ni yo.
Shazam. No puedo creer que lo único que vimos de
Hi,
Flash fue
everyone.
eso.
I'm Asher Angel.
Sí, yo
I believe
tampoco.
I'm here in the Hall of Heroes celebrating all things DC with you, the
Cacha,
greatest
este man
fans
creció
in
full.
the entire multiverse. But I couldn't wait to tell you that we just finished shooting the sequel to probably your favorite DC movie.
¿En cuánto tiempo?
Featuring
3 años,
the
2
teenager
años.
to ever take a subway
2
ride
años
to the
nomás.
Rock of Eternity. Philly Zone, Bill
Qué
Bueno,
Gates.
3
The
desde
new
que
movie is
imagino que
called
terminaron de
Shazam.
grabar.
You see what I did there? Because in the movie, when he says,
Shazam.
I'm Zachary Levi, and let me tell you something. Our new movie, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, is going to be out of this world. In fact, the fate of Philadelphia and probably, I don't know, actually the entire world is in my hands. But this time, the family and I, we're up against some seriously scary villains. Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu. My real-life alter ego, Asher Angel, and I. We had such a great time making this.
Ah, ya me acordé porque salía Lucy.
Sandberg and the rest of our cast, Jack
¿Qué?
and Megan and Adam and Ross and Grace and DJ.
Es que Lucy Liu salía bastante promocionales y no me acordaba por
I
qué.
just wanted to take you behind the scenes to
Porque
join
así
in the
es.
fun during the making of Shazam.
Ve. Foto del rodaje.
Hello, my name is Zachary Levi. I should have a little tag. And I play Shazam. We all established something very special in the first movie, and in
Shazam.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Mari Marvel, me encanta mucho Mari Marvel.
Now they have
Sí.
balanced their life with being superheroes.
This is
Oye.
what you know with your superhero friends, isn't it?
Ese man también
These
está
goddesses
grande ya.
come to our world.
Our incredible new villains
Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren. She's kick-ass as Calypso.
Calypso.
Qué maestras que se les ve.
Oye, sí. Oh, los bichos están...
When I talk about
Son locos.
upgrades, we got an upgrade, a huge upgrade.
Maestro.
Bigger action sequences, bigger set pieces. We go from
Mayores secuencias de acción. Claro, eso es lo que le faltaba a la primera, ¿no?
Library of Eternity to the realm of the gods.
Ahorita creo que sí ya pueden ir directo a eso.
That were never explored in the first film.
We have it all.
3, 2, 1.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods takes the excitement and the action to a whole new level.
It's going to be more of a spectacle.
Lucy Liu se ve genial.
This fun all around.
Sí.
You're in store for a treat, y'all.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. 2023. ¡Chu!
Está muy lejos.
Sí.
Bueno, el anuncio para 2023 es que van a ser los primeros meses.
Seguramente. Ojalá.
Alright guys, let's keep the action going. Wonder Woman, who's been having a great year, getting ready to celebrate her 80th anniversary. Let's take a look back at a few highlights from her extraordinary story.
Siento que Wonder Woman 84 se debía estrenar este año.
Original superheroes. She is a universal character.
Diana's values are
Confirmo.
built in her. It's all about love and compassion and
Pero ya no.
humanity and peace and inclusiveness.
Ah.
It's part of who she is, and that's what makes her so special.
Llevamos 3 horas de directo.
3 horitas bien puestas.
She believes in good.
Aunque la segunda le cayó, pero...
Radiance hope to the world.
Pues
She's
sí.
been around because I think she struck a chord
Pero
at a
ahorita que
certain
falta ya lo de
time
Batman.
and then just kind of evolved throughout the
Básicamente.
ages.
We all were Wonder Woman.
Algo más también debe faltar.
And I love that she elicits
No
that
sé.
in people and makes people feel like they could be Wonder Woman.
Injustice 3.
We are so excited to get some
Me gusta muchísimo el logo de los 80.
spirit of Wonder Woman.
Sí, está
When I think
genial.
about myself as a child, learning about the character and watching Linda and how much it meant to me and how much it went on to
Patty
mean to me
Jenkins,
over
ve
the
Linda
years, you know,
Carter.
getting to be a part of the passing of the torch of
Qué
this
guapa que es
amazing
Linda
character
Carter.
into the world
Ver
is
150
incredible.
años.
It was an honor to and
¿Cuántos
an
tendrá? Sus
excitement
60
for
ya
me
debe
to
tener.
go to see your movie.
70 si mal no estoy. El otro día le vi, creo que es del
Inside
5.
Out, and I know what
Ya tiene ya.
what the
sus años.
legacy meant to me, and when I created the character, it wasn't on the comic book page, her kindness and her goodness. Her strength was a lasso of truth, and it was defensive things. And that meant something to me, because we know what Wonder Woman is. We not just you and me, but the women out there and the women that have come
O sea que
behind
Linda
us and
Carter
with
tiene
us
casi
and
la edad de
through
Wonder
us.
Woman.
And I hope that they can
Ajá, algo
see
así.
what
Qué loco.
that is in their own lives. It gives me sort of chills talking about it.
Beautifully said, Linda.
It's so much more than a comic book character. It is an idea and an essence. And as a matter of fact, I wrote a song for you and for Gal, and based on an original lyric that I had started for my husband. But when I did your movie, I finished writing this song that comes out in October, actually, called Human and Divine.
Una canción
And it's about the love.
que escribió
of
Linda
Wonder
Carter.
And I can't
I
wait
love
for
the
everyone to hear it
Mm.
because it's incredible. And I'm so excited for it to
Interesante.
be heard by the world.
Thank you.
Here's the interesting thing. I think that Wonder Woman was controversial at the time that she came out. To my deep surprise, she was controversial still when you did it, Linda, because I remember all of the conversation about, were you too beautiful? Were you too kind? Were you too loving? Interesting to me that even when we made the film, it was still controversial that she could be all of those things at once. And that to me is the essence of Wonder Woman. I find ourselves to be in such a lucky place in time right now as it relates to Wonder Woman, because I actually think she is the most relevant superhero of our times. because at this moment, I think values are incredibly important. And the values of being capable of doing more than fight and challenging yourself to be a superhero of love, compassion, kindness, goodness, patience, you know, all of these things, and be willing to fight, even physically, to stand up for those things is what matters right now.
It is certainly not my invention or yours, but it feels like I'm a part of something. And that we take on to the next generation of fans. And that is my hope for the future, certainly, and your hope for the future. What you, in Wonder Woman 3, which I can't wait to hear you
Wonder Woman 3.
Come out with any.
You can't wait to hear me not talk about.
Can't wait to hear you not.
When we get to this.
Okay, not talk about. Oh my God, not talk about. Oh, but it's coming, everyone. Wonder Woman 3 is coming, and
sure.
And even if I did know, you'd have to kill me to have me talk about it, but I don't.
Thank you. No, we're super excited about Wonder Woman 3, and Gal is who's so bummed not to be here.
¿Cuándo se estrenará Wonder Woman 3? ¿2024?
With now three
25.
and shooting.
Si
So
Shazam
she's
se
so
estrena en
bummed not to be able to be
2023.
here, but we are all three very excited about some exciting things coming up with Wonder Woman 3.
Pretty cool. Who would have thought in
La
my
tienen
life,
que
at
romper
this
con esa
time in my
película.
life, that this gift
Ojalá
was
que sea
itself to me, and that's so cool.
lo que 1984
Of the fans of Wonder
Sí.
Woman and all of the fans to know that your life is full of surprises, and the Wonder Woman in you is alive and well.
Bonito.
Wow. I am just in awe of these women, Patty and Linda, and to you, the fans. Wonder Woman is all about celebrating the strength and wonder in all of us and creating a more respectful and open world. That's why we're so excited to launch our new content series, Real Wonder, with our partners at Unilever. Real Wonder is a year-long celebration of Wonder Woman's 80th anniversary. And together with Dove, we're committed to creating and celebrating everyday women who make the world a more
Una
beautiful
colaboración
and
de Wonder
confident
Woman
place.
con Dove.
We'll share real-world stories by real women who are using their everyday superpowers to help create real wonder and change in their communities. We're looking for women who aspire to ensure that the next generation grows up helping young people raise their self-esteem and realize their full potential. Check out the website below to nominate someone who embodies celebrating the wonder in all of us today. Now, let's take a look at a special collection of fan art that celebrates the icon on her 80th
Pensé que iban a
anniversary.
pasar a lo de
Here
Batman.
are just some of the truly wonderful creations sent in by the fans of the original, the most genuine, the pop culture icon that is Wonder Woman.
Más fanarts.
Yep. Ahí está guapísimo.
Ah. Yeah.
I am always in awe of your amazing works of art. We asked members of our DC family why Wonder Woman has been such an important icon for 80
Batman.
years and what wonder means to them. Let's take a look.
Mucho me están vendiendo a Batman ya.
Sí,
I think it's about time that we realize that women actually are half of the human
Helen
race
Mirren.
and can be as strong and as exciting and interesting and complex as male characters.
Dios mío, el arte de Alex Ross.
A character
No.
like Wonder Woman
Ah,
at the
claro.
time, she was an incredibly
¿Te imaginas que en vez de
important,
Jim Lee hubiese
unheard
sido
of, groundbreaking
Alex Ross
character that I think has
el
meant
que hacía el
so
arte
much to
del
so
fandom?
many.
Hubiese sido
Jodidísimo.
She's
épico.
a standout character among all the original DC members.
I can't believe she's been around for 80 years. It's insane.
I think she inspires everyone who aspires to be like a strong, powerful person.
People gravitate towards her so much because she's uniquely different.
I think it's important to have strong female role models like Wonder Woman because women have gone through so much adversity.
It is our sacred duty to defend the world, and it's what I'm going to do.
It's important for little girls to look up at the screen and see a hero there and say, I can be that, I can do that.
I am my own woman, and I decide who I want to be.
The inspiration that comes from seeing this super strong, super smart, elegant heroine that stands on her own.
It gives them someone to look up to, even if it's just in their imagination.
Wonder Woman is an amazing character. Anybody can look up to her, regardless of status.
Of course, Wonder Woman's really important to be a role model for women and young women, but also for younger men.
It gives you like a chance to believe that you can actually be Wonder Woman, that you can reach a capacity of your dreams.
Lo que me encantaba es que iban a subir la serie de Linda a HBO Max.
No, HBO Max
Wonder
no.
is the ability to still
Me
see
pareció genial.
grand and incredible
Eso
things
sí,
in the
porque
world.
esa no había subido nunca a ningún lado, creo.
It is important to have these
En
strong
ninguna
female roles in
plataforma.
society to show the power of equality and to show that anything is possible.
I think it's wonderful. I think there should be 1 million female superheroes, and I'm glad there are so many now.
You know these women, your grandmother, your mother, your best friend, your aunt, your teacher, who are strong, capable, wonderful women.
Strong women are very much a part of the universe, so of course we want to see them reflected on the screen.
People like Wonder Woman show us that every woman is a queen. Every woman is a warrior. Every woman is a fighter.
Muy bien. Estuvo bonito.
I think Wonder Woman is dope. I like that rope.
Inspirador.
But it's cool.
Pues sí. ¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué
To
dijo
continue
Giovanni?
the celebration of wonder, we have one more fun challenge. Now, we all know that part of Wonder Woman's iconic lore, especially from the TV series, is that she has the most awesome transformation of any superhero with her infamous spin. Celebrate Wonder Woman's 80th with us by doing the spin challenge on TikTok. Show us how you
TikTok.
spin into action,
Spin
and no matter
challenge.
what the day brings, you can spin into anything that makes you take on the day with confidence. Let me show you how it's done. I am feeling very
Fachera.
confident in my Wonder Woman look.
Facherísima.
And breaking news
Ya
from DC
cánsate.
Publishing. As we are celebrating Wonder Woman
Oh,
and the
ma.
80th anniversary of this
Pues.
iconic superhero, we are also looking ahead to 2022 with Trial of the Amazons. This massive crossover event will affect the future of the Amazons.
Un nuevo evento
Diana has
en
ascended
los
to a new
cómics.
place of existence, fighting for justice on a cosmic scale, which has led to massive change for the Amazons. Queen Hippolyta departs from man's world, leaving Nubia to watch over Themyscira as new tribes of Amazons appear. Yara Flor recently introduced to comics as Wonder Girl, and Nubia find themselves at the heart of a power struggle in this historic story that fans won't want to miss.
Ya.
Come on, guys, let's all put our hands together for Wonder Woman's 80-year legacy. And you better believe this really iconic character is not done wowing us yet. I'm such a big fan, I've already ordered a celebratory cake for Wonder Woman's Day on October 21st. What can I say? I have a sweet tooth. And you'll have one
Sweet
too,
tooth, man.
thanks to our next segment based on the critically acclaimed comic book series by Jeff Lemire. Take a look.
Hello, fellow hybrids and humans. My name is
Latinaste.
Christian Convery, and I play Gus on Sweet Tooth.
Eres brujo.
I hope you are having the sweetest time tuning into this year's DC
Ay,
FANDOME.
definitivamente quedó la
I'm
primera temporada.
excited to be with you all today
Simón.
and answer some of your fan
Tiene que salir
questions.
Robert Downey Jr.
So, let's get started. The amount of pieces of
Hacer la
candy
competencia
I
ahora.
think I ate
Aunque ya está en otro lado.
probably
Claro.
like more than 500. But
Pero esto sí es vértigo.
complaining. That was
Esto sí es vértigo.
I do have a sweet tooth in real life too. So the ears are actually controlled not in post-production and not by me. It's actually a whole rig that controls them. So it starts by me putting on a
Es que
skull
las orejas
cap,
son
which
mecánicas.
holds the wig and the antlers, but the ears are
Qué
actually
nice.
connected to that skull cap, and
Con-
the ears
control remoto,
have
qué loco.
wires that run down my neck and onto a pouch on my back that's strapped onto me. And then there's a puppeteer, and me and him work together to remote control the ears and think of cool ideas that we could do during the scene to really make Gus come alive.
Are your ears soft? Super cool.
My favorite part about shooting in New Zealand was how the nature is so spectacular and extravagant that when it's put onto camera, you're like, is this fake?
Esa toma hecha con drone me encanta.
Majestic and
Sí.
magical. That is what I love about New Zealand.
Debe ser genial grabar con drone.
Nature there.
Sí, ¿para qué también?
I love basically all DC characters. I love all the classics, like, for example, Superman and The Flash, but I gotta give it to Sweet Tooth because I am Gus, and Gus is in Sweet Tooth, and Sweet Tooth is the DC comic book, so it's pretty cool getting to bring a DC comic book to life and being one of the characters in it.
A ver, técnicamente no es DC.
I indeed read the comics before starting Sweet
Así es,
Tooth,
pero no
and
es.
I loved
Algo
Jeff
así.
Lemire's writing techniques and like how he really brought it alive off the page. It's so amazing, the comic books, and it really helped me get a jump start with Gus.
What's in Colorado?
My mama. Well, I know that I'm itching to find out what happens next, but I really hope that Bobby's okay because he's the cutest
Mira,
in
eso es
the
un
world,
castor.
right? Well, and of course all the other hybrids. But you'll just have to wait and watch season 2 to find out. I absolutely
Temporada
love
2.
how much you guys enjoy Sweet Tooth and cannot wait for you to see what we have in store next. Get ready for more banter, hybrids, and candy to last you a lifetime, or at least to cure your Sweet Tooth. See you soon for Sweet Tooth Season 2!
Muy bien.
And now that we've
Toca
satisfied
ver.
your sweet tooth, there's a sweet deal waiting for you over in the DC shop. It's our final exclusive drop of the day. This is the one that you've been waiting for.
Batman, ahora
That's
sí viene
right.
Batman.
It is time to scoop up some brand new Batman
Gracias.
merchandise. And it's happening now at shop.dccomics.com. Take a look.
Espera, estaba hablando del merchandising.
Chamada. No, pero dale
Get
idea.
ready for the world
Sí están vendiendo la camiseta que...
Batman trailer.
Ahorita
All
ya
this
viene el
talk
trailer
about
ya.
Batman, we must not forget that much of the Caped Crusader's strength comes from something other than his muscles or Bruce Wayne's billions. Alfred Pennyworth has always
Ve
been
la serie
a
de
huge source
Pennyworth,
of
cierto
support
que existe
as
eso.
both Batman's butler and father figure. Pennyworth, the DC
Está en HBO Max, ya ni me-
says just that.
Está
As it
en
follows
HBO
a
Max, en
young
serio.
Alfred Pennyworth who goes
No
to
sé,
work
ahorita
with
le veo.
billionaire Thomas Wayne in 1960s London. Let's take a closer look in this DC spotlight.
Pero ya se estrenó, o no?
Hace rato ya en la segunda temporada.
Hello DC Fandome. We've had so much fun making Pennyworth over the past 2 seasons.
Obviamente,
Hello,
I just wanted to thank you all so
obviamente
much
tienen
for
que
your
ser
support.
súper
On a personal note,
ingleses.
Obviamente tienen que ser muy británicos.
I really will never forget it, so thank you so much.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It sounds like you're saying goodbye when actually we've got some really exciting news to share, haven't we? So why don't you...
That is true. I will. As you can see, we're on set and we are officially in production for season 3 of Pennyworth, which is now
Temporada
Mac's
3, yo ni
original
me
series
acuerdo
on
cuando
HBO
estrenaron la
Max.
1 ni la
Right,
2.
and you'll be able to catch up on the first 2 seasons of Pennyworth
Sí,
on
está en
HBO
HBO.
Max early 2022, and the all-new season 3 will premiere there later that same year.
Pues...
We really can't thank you enough
No.
for your love and support, and it's because of you, the
Sí, ya
fans,
no.
that we are back, and we can't wait for you to see.
Jamás
what
voy a
we
ver
have.
esa serie.
Season 3 will dive in deeper on the lives of Alfred, Martha, Thomas, Bet Sykes, Lucius Fox, and all the other Pennyworth characters, as we find out more about their involvement in the evolution of the Batman canon.
And there's a 5-year time jump.
Oh, all right, that's a bit of a spoiler.
Well, let's just say that there's lots of exciting things happening on Pennyworth season 3, and we can't wait for you to see. It's going to be a fun and revealing ride ahead. We and everyone here at Pennyworth are so happy to be back, and we'll see you very soon on HBO Max.
HBO Max. Bueno.
Ojalá ya le suba.
Ojalá. Se viene.
Ya, por favor.
Fans have
Me
noticed
jugaste
that you've
nuestro
been posting some awesome
Qué
artwork leading
chiquito
up
que
to
es
DC
Jimmy.
Fandome. And we, of course, have some very keen fans who are trying to piece it all together, see what it might all mean. So
Ahorita creo que Jim Lee va a escoger a los ganadores de ese
We
concurso.
wanted to create something kind of fun for the fans to engage with. It's essentially a puzzle. I've
Tienen que
drawn
hacer tiempo
12
hasta que
images,
sean
each
las
celebrating a
4.
specific DC moment.
Las 4.
Revealing the final
Media,
right
40
now,
minutos.
fandom. And so if you take all 16 and
Sí.
rearrange them,
Y de Batman solo han de ser unos 10
you will see
máximo.
what we have been building up to.
No, 5.
It is the iconic cover from Crisis on Infinite Earths, #1, drawn by one of my favorite cover artists, George Perez, 1985. And yeah, it's a fantastic piece of work, and that is what this mosaic approximates.
Is squinting an official instruction or rule to figuring out.
Pero lo mejor que puedes sacar es esa misma portada dibujada por Alex Ross.
People didn't immediately
Sí,
recognize
obviamente.
what the cover was, so I basically used elements and drew in characters that
Porque
approximated those shapes. And at the end of the day, if you squint, it should work. But the dead giveaways are the panels that say Crisis on Infinite Earths, and we save them for this moment so that we wouldn't spoil the surprise or the puzzle for the people that have been working on it.
Well, it sounds really cool, and I am so excited to take a look at this with all the fans watching right now, too. It sounds like it took a while to put this all together. How long have you been working on it?
Yeah, look, you know how slowly I draw. So it's been, we've been working on it for a couple months.
Also, I love that you're like, you know how long it takes me to. If I tried to draw anything near what you draw, it would be like 3 years, and I'd have like, there's one line.
Sure. No, absolutely.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Well, look, it wasn't just a drawing. I also had to make sure that the drawing approximated this overall kind of iconic image, right? So that was the challenge.
So now that we've got some more revealed, what does it all mean, Jim?
Yeah, so that is the $64,000 question, if I could date myself. But at the end of the day, it is the and so that the fans really.
Bueno.
That's awesome, but you do know that it's not just you and I here talking. There's like literally millions of people watching us right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, we'll fix it in post, right? Is that what they do? Right?
Yeah, we will.
No problem.
We'll fix it in post.
All
right, so since Jim doesn't want to reveal all of the secrets right now, I think you gave the fans some great stuff, so they're going to come up with their own theories, because I know that's what we all like to do.
Absolutely.
And speaking of fans, let's pivot to some other fans and amazing artists. So are you ready to reveal some of the winners of the art contest?
Yes. Look, the art contest was one of the most popular items from Fandom last year. We repeated it, working with Talent House. We got a ton of amazing submissions from artists and creators all around the world. It is the hardest part of my job, trying to pick a winner. But we were able to settle on some pieces that were just stunning. So let's take a look at the winners.
Los ganadores. Ben W. Peacemaker, eso está genial.
¿Para qué también?
Los cosplay, oh, el señor frío.
Oye, sí está pleno.
¿Sí? Niña.
Alright, I took a walk around the Hall of Heroes and found a secret passageway. And I'm literally in the Batcave, guys! Now, if you're a DC Superfan, and I know you are, then the mere mention of the Batman gives you chills up and down your spine.
Es en la
And I
terminal.
know you can't tell, but right now I'm doing backflips on the inside. Bat fans like myself have been waiting impatiently for this one. So without further delay, let's check in with Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, and Zoe Kravitz for a look inside the production of this much anticipated film.
Pero es un vistazo a la producción.
Denme lo que quieran, pero denme algo de película de Batman. Estoy esperando hace rato. Y...
Catwoman.
For some reason, Batman just always stood out. It's one of the major characters of the 20th century, and so many people connect it on such a deep level and for so many different reasons.
Robert Pattinson.
The first conversation I had with Matt about it, I just knew there was something radically different from anything we'd seen in Batman movies before.
El acertijo.
I felt that we'd seen lots of origin stories, we'd seen things go further and further into fantasy. And I thought, well, one place we haven't been is grounding it the way that Year One does, to come right in to a young Batman.
Dije que Matt Reeves parece James Gordon.
Refer to his origins and shaken to his core.
Cierto.
Right from the beginning, there's a desperation to it. He's really working out this rage. All the fights seem very personal.
¿Ve? Sandy Serkis como Alfred.
Is the exploration
Sí,
of the gray
lo es
area.
genial.
Catwoman really
Catwoman,
wants
ve
to
peleando.
fight for those who don't have
Desde año
someone
1 y eso me
and that's
está.
where Batman and her really connect.
Creo que también lo tuvo Batman Teens, ¿no?
His kind of justice. He's just compelled to do it. There is no other option.
No, se lo ve bien. Ese era el acertijo.
Hey guys, so you just saw a little look of us behind the scenes, and it feels like that was forever ago, which is really strange, and actually, as we're finishing the movie now, kind of really emotional for me, to see you guys, especially after everything that's happened, and to see you now again. I feel like I've been watching your faces every day in editorial, but now to actually see you guys is really, really great, and I gotta say, it was an amazing time making the movie with you guys, and it's really cool to see you now.
Oh, and it's so exciting to see like these little snippets of the film, you know, after for us being able to step away for a while. But every time I see just a little bit, it's just
de ley tienen que mostrar un trailer al final de esto.
Ah, de ley, no, no es que soy ofrecido.
More exciting and kind of scary. There was just something very special and magical about the way you guys played off of each other right from the beginning, and so I just knew right away. I was like going, wow, there's just a really neat, like I know you guys are friends, and so there was a great chemistry right from the beginning that I just felt like there was a connection, which you naturally had. And I feel like when we were filming, obviously that came out more and more. I mean, do you guys remember when we were doing that crazy sort of, I guess, screen test, I guess you would call it, you know, when you guys got together for the first time?
I definitely remember, because that was basically my audition, right? You know, Rob was already cast, and that was my audition, and I was really nervous, and I remember you gave me like a the hardest part of the audition, to be honest, was the helmet. They were like, here's this helmet, you know, and you have to like walk out, and then you take the helmet off and you do the scene. But it's like sometimes really hard to look like cool when you're taking off, like you get stuck. And I was like, this is how I lose the part. I lose the part because I can't take off a helmet.
And it was just the opposite. Do you remember your first day, Rob, when you were wearing one of the actual bat suits? When Rob and I first got together, like we'd had all those conversations, and then just by virtue of what it is, it's Batman, the studio's like, well, we always do like a screen test, which is so like, you know, kind of the same thing you guys did. Rob did first by himself and literally was wearing, I believe, Val Kilmer's bat suit.
Se puso el traje de Val
Which, by the
Kilmer.
way, like the moment you put it on, like that was kind of crazy.
Claro, por la audición.
It was crazy.
Y para los...
But I remember putting it on and thinking that this is going to be absolutely impossible. I remember you saying like, because trying to move, I mean, wearing a kind of 2-inch thick rubber suit or latex suit and being incredibly nervous and full of adrenaline the whole time. I remember we did like 2 takes, and then you were just saying, what can we do about this sweat? And I was like, nothing. There's nothing that can be done. I have to be drained of liquid.
The other thing that I remember too, which is cool because it informed the movie, is at the end of that costume test where you came and you put on the began the transformation. That moment for me, that was when I was like, oh,
que también le pones sombrero y pasa
it was just such a cool, and I remember you saying afterwards to me, you were like, I don't know what I just did. I said, it was amazing, which it was. It was really, really cool. But I really did think, oh my God, this version of this character, this guy who's sort of almost like, if you think of Bruce Wayne as like a recluse rock star in a decaying manner, there's this part of me that so saw you as that, and I had no idea that you would be interested in playing the role at all. And I thought, what if Rob doesn't want to play Batman? This will be a disaster. And then it turned out that you completely on your own had a whole path to the same thing, which is that you had been obsessed with Batman for years, and when you found out that we were doing this version, you were very interested. So it was one of those things that for me felt really kind of lucky and fated, and then we met. I really felt that connection with you where I felt like, oh, we're going to be able to find something new with this guy and do something really special. But for me, you were always that version of what I saw in the page. That was about trying to create a new version of Bruce.
He doesn't have as
No.
much control over
Decía
his personality. Like the
algo Wayne,
delineation
parecía una
between when
terminal
he's
así.
Batman and
Ahí
when he's
dice
Bruce is
Wayne
not so clear. I mean, and
Terminus.
other kind of
Me
iterations
parece
of
una
it,
terminal así.
you
Y
know,
ahí
he
estaba por
really
atrás
knows what he's
el
doing.
batimóvil,
He's
creo que
putting
era.
on the cowl, and I kind of
Viéndole
realized
profundidad del
it's a little
batimóvil
bit out of control. He hasn't
que
completely
salió en el
defined what
modelito de...
Batman is. I mean, it's kind of
Se ve
he
bien.
gets lost in it.
Pues
Whenever
sí.
he's putting it on every night, and it's
Muy
kind
simple,
of
obviamente.
No es el
porque
de
es-
Batwoman, ¿no?
not sleeping,
Sí.
and he's becoming
O sea, muy simple en el
this
sentido de
quite
que
sort of
no
odd
es
creature.
Like just
como el de
finding
Nolan,
the
que es
right,
un
literally
tanque
how to
literal,
move
¿no? Igual
as
está
Batman,
empezando.
Es horrendo,
talk
tanque.
as Batman. I mean, that was what was fun for me. Even when you guys first met up, I was like, going, oh, so this is the rhythm of what it'll be like when you guys talk to each other. Like even something as simple as that, and like the way you came in with, like you had for me. So you had an attitude that was so Selena, right from the way you came in.
I obviously, you know, understand the gravity of a character like this and what she means to so many people, but what felt really important was to really focus on the story that we're telling in this moment, you know, and, you know, try and create a real human being. You know, I don't want her to be an idea. You know, I want her to be a real human being in a real situation, in a real city, trying to survive and reacting to her own pain, you know, and her history. So I really, really focused on this particular story and this particular moment in this woman's life.
I think it was about trying to find a way, again, as Zoe was saying, to ground her so that she felt like she had an emotional journey that made sense for who she was, that ended up being Selena Kyle, but was one that we hadn't seen before, and yet some ways it does connect to the comics. I mean, that's the thing which will be fun to share with an audience, is that there are a lot of iconic Selena Kyle aspects to the story, but I don't think any version of any of the Batman stories that have done any Selena stuff have done it in this way.
Because this is the foundation that we're setting right now, right? Like as we move forward and see her become Catwoman, you know, that heart and that humanity will always be there.
So we debuted our first trailer for our movie last year at DC FANDOME.
And we want to say thank you for the great response.
It's only fitting that we share the second trailer with you all today.
Okay, enough from us. Here's what you've been waiting so patiently for. It's the trailer for the Batman.
Se viene.
Fue madre, hijo.
Bájale un poquito el volumen por si acaso a la música.
El acertijo.
Ahí está Gordon. Creo que sí, ¿no? En el café.
Es el acertijo.
La batiseñal, no mames.
Se ve chat.
Pues sí. Ya se ve más completo el traje. ¿Qué? ¿Qué le dijo? Ahí está Selina.
Pingüino. Alfred también está.
Sí, se le ve muy bien. Oh, las escenas de acción.
Ah, qué máquina. Me encanta el pingüino.
Sí. Wow, viste.
Mira la escena de Daredevil.
Sí. El batimóvil.
Me encanta.
Ahí está el acertijo.
Madre.
El pingüino. Qué épico. Uf. ...4 de marzo... Ya mismo.
Me encantó.
Eso sí, creo que el primer trailer que mostraron antes fue más emocionante, pero estuvo genial.
Ajá. Además, verle más detallado al pingüino. Mierda. ¿Qué? No sé.
Simo. ¿Qué le habrá pasado en la cara?
Thank you for being the best fans in the world.
We hope you all felt the love today on a global scale. Goodbye from Australia. It was an absolute pleasure bringing DC's multiverse into your world.
Be sure to check back in at dcfandome.com throughout the year for breaking news on your favorite shows, films, comics, games, and all the creative geniuses behind them. Bye everyone, stay safe and
Y ahorita
stay
nos sale Iris, pero...
Mejor.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Muy bien. Ese fue el fandom.
DC Fandome.
El DC Fandom de esta vez más relajadito. No como el año pasado. Obviamente, aparte que fue más horas. Sí, tuvo sus cositas.
Claro. La cosa es que creo que, a diferencia del año pasado, este no tuvo tantas sorpresas, sino que reforzó lo que se había mostrado el año pasado.
Sí, eso sí.
Entonces, como que...
O sea, más que nada, o sea, tuvo sorpresas, pero no fueron... que fue el año pasado, tal cual. Claro, porque el año pasado ya... de la película de Batman. O sea, anunciaron los personajes que iban a estar en... Sí, eran los primeros trailers de los juegos.
Claro, esos eran las sorpresas al final, pero aquí, sabes, como que eso se refuerza lo que ya se había mostrado. Está bien, ¿no?
Sí.
Pero creo que ya no tiene ese factor sorpresa tan fuerte como el año pasado.
Claro, pero de todas maneras estaba esperando bastante el trailer.
Sí, pero igual, sin embargo,
vale la pena.
Creo que ha sido igual el mejor evento del año, igual que el año pasado.
Sí.
Se marcaron el mejor evento del año.
Sí, porque estaba viendo reseñas de la... No había nada.
Sí. Muy bien.
Entonces... Estuvo bien.
¿Qué opinas?
Ese Batman se ve genial.
¿Qué opinas de todo? Creo que lo que más...
Yo opino que Black Adam,
Ajá.
Flash y de Batman la van a romper por donde veas.
Obviamente.
Me parece muy desgraciado de parte de Flash que nada literal de Michael Keaton.
Sí, nada.
Pero de ahí yo estoy feliz.
DC tiene bastante contenido para el futuro.
Sí. Y más que nada, más que un contenido gordo que están haciendo últimamente. Entonces se lo ve bueno.
Pues
no
sí.
se lo ve de relleno, no se lo ve forzado.
Se ve bastante
Y
bien.
el próximo año empezamos de a buenas. La primera película es 4 de marzo. Ya fue.
Para empezar el año.
4 horas, bueno, no 4 horas, 3 horas 40 minutos bien pues.
Eso también me gustó, que, o sea, el del año pasado fue más como un... Era medio confuso, o sea, porque como hicieron 2 veces, o sea, 2 días y aparte en medio de los trailers y lo que presentaban tenían como que otras cosas, o sea, creo que este estuvo directo al grano y eso está bien.
Ajá, estuvo centrado en lo que tenía que ser, los importantes. No hubo tanto, no hubo relleno, básicamente, sea como sea importante.
Claro.
Hasta lo que decía Candice Patton, no sé por qué apareció tanto, ¿no?
Igual lo de Milestone estuvo más directo al grano, no fue como el año pasado que en serio se mandaron como 20 minutos hablando de lo de Milestone.
Pero bueno, ya fuera.
Pues sí. Lo más destacado de este fandom creo que fue sin duda lo de Black Adam. Lo de Batman.
Y empezamos fuerte, porque empezamos con eso.
Claro.
Que eso es lo más...
De ahí...
Genial que...
Creo que igual los trailers de los juegos estuvieron muy bien. Sobre todo el de Suicide Squad. También... O sea, el de Flash estuvo chévere, estuvo emocionante, pero... No sé, ni siquiera salieron hablando como aquí Matt Reeves. O sea, no dijeron nada, solo mostraron el mini trailer y ya.
Sí, eso es lo que no me gusta, no sé, dentro de presentar con Flash. Como que le ningunean, le dan su espacio, pero no es mucho.
Claro.
Andy Kieti, que Flash es la novena maravilla, vengan a verlo. Nada, sale perdón, ¿cómo se llama? Ezra Miller, al igual que el año pasado, habla 3 minutos, ponen el tráiler, se acabó. El año pasado fue lo mismo, salió Ezra Miller, habló 2 minutos, mostró fanart con él, hasta luego. Entonces te quedas como...
Pues sí, eso sí faltó, pero ahí creo que estuvo, o sea, creo que cumplió con las expectativas.
Sí, cumplió con las expectativas, nos dio lo que estamos pidiendo. Se vio a Black Adam, se vio el traje de el segundo tráiler de Batman, que era lo más esperado.
Creo que lo más importante fue la serie de Batman hecho carros. El crossover de Cars y Batman.
No entiendo por qué. Y creo que ni lo quiero entender. ¿A quién le importa una serie Batman con carros? O sea, ¿a quién? Dijo, queremos una serie de Batman, pero que en vez de ser humanos, carros, dijo nadie nunca.
No tengo idea, pero estuvo chistoso eso.
¿Cuál es el punto? ¿Cuál es el sentido? Viendo. ¿Me quieres dar una serie de Batman hasta para morirte y...
No sé, pero... Ah, lo de la serie animada de Batman también, de Bruce Timm.
Eso sí.
J.J. Abrams.
Ajá, eso sí, que tenga un estilo noir y que tenga las ondas de la primera aparición. Como que tenga la primera aparición de Batman en el Detective Comics 27, me parece brutal.
Claro.
Y la van a dar, o sea, si tú... De cierta forma también creo que podría estar basado en, no sé, tipo... en ciertos episodios de Bolt, donde sale el primer traje como tal. O sea, creo que tira por ahí. Ya, aparte de eso también ya el no sé, la cosa es que se la ve buena. Y como
Eso
tiene
sí.
a Bruce Timm ahí, sí, es un tipazo. Entonces, le tengo fe.
Claro. Eso sí. Pero bueno, eso ha sido el fandom de este año.
Todo por el día de hoy.
Pues sí. Ya nos veremos en otra
Entonces,
ocasión.
espero les haya gustado la transmisión de 4 horas 40 aquí. No sé quién se quedó todo el live, pero ajá, agradecido con el de arriba. Ya nos estaremos viendo la próxima.
Así que muchas gracias a todos. Hasta luego.
Bye.